Alright, hello guys. Happy Friday. So, yeah, we have Genshin here. We had a very let's just say a very I'll just say a little mental breakdown, like console kind of chat yesterday on the Phasmo stream. But hey, yeah, mental illness is not a childish thing to like avoid or anything. It is legit. Like when it gets you, it gets you. You need to talk about it. You can't, like keep it in and all. So yeah, we got the baby here. Got her. Got both weapons. We're good on that stuff. Let me check here. The shops. Any updates on the bargains? Nope. They're maxed out. Alright. And we got this. Mega Mika Mille now available. Let's see, what's our daily quest this time? Switching items, Sierra Island, and Museojin Gorge. That's in Fontaine City. And this one is in the plaza outside of the Hydra Archon's house. As you know, she is legitly living in that house. I wonder if she's like rated Shogun. She's introverted. First, gotta make sure everything's all checked up on the ends here. Okay. So yeah. I did do some side stuff on ends. Linné is level 34, and I got and I defeated the crab monster off cam. The crab monster was actually not that bad. That's the caverns of this deceased dragon's body. There's a lot of chests I miss over here, so I'm gonna just wreck those first. Bonjour.
Let's light it up.
Shouldn't let your guard down. The wind knows me. As one with wind and cloud.
And voila.
One with nature.
I'm going in.
Let's get this show on the road.
There we go. Very dramatic French music.
I could get used to this.
Let's see, what's over here? Hey, Sussy. Assassinate!
Brace yourself. This is gonna hurt. The wind knows me.
Let's light it up. Step right.
Fallen leaves.
Schnee. Back away. Dodge.
Shouldn't let your guard down.
There we go. Man, these mechs are like freaking General Grievuses. Think. Take me! Fly! There you go. I am literally sweating from my work. A hot day.
Where I'm from, if we didn't keep moving, we'd freeze to death. Literally.
Come back here. That's why. Think. There we go. I'm so cross that they call him Lenny. Like, Lenny, not Lyney. Linne. Like, Y is an I. There we go. Freaking nanas. So Linne is literally a cat boy. He just doesn't have the tail and ears. He uses magic to hide them.
Guess this'll go into my magic pocket.
Alright, put me back. Antoine Roger. If you want to speak like Francais, Antoine Roger. Not Anthony Roger. Anthony Roger. I think that's where the guy was. Yep. And it's confirmed Catboy. He just went through that tiny little hole in the tent. I like pieces of the ribcage. The spinal cord of the dead dragon. Yeah. Strike!
Yeah. Now disappear. Teamwork is dreamwork. Here comes the finale.
Quick, drop the curtains.
How you doing, Lily?
Let's light it up. Out of the way. That's gonna hurt in the morning.
Into the wind. As one with wind and cloud.
Everybody stand back.
Hello.
And my show
Oh god.
mustn't fail.
Child is legitimately the big
Not
brother.
at all.
Child's literally the big brother. Up the water. Nope. Up the water. There we go. Ah, I'm sliding. Sliding on the ribcage of this dead dragon. So yeah, actually this game, they just made fun of Dvalin, the Mondstadt's baby dragon. Because this is one of Albedo's siblings, this deceased dragon here. That's Albedo's sibling, as well as Durin right here too. Right here. They're both Albedo's Albedo siblings. Yeah, but at least he didn't perish without a thing. He made his own creations. The little guards, you know? The little creatures that walking around that look cute. He made those. I remember correctly, hopefully they fix that glitch. Involves
Ready for a rehearsal?
Venti and involves a D-Luke.
Let's go. Sure.
There you go. Look at that guy. The horned crocodile.
Stabilize.
Think you can get away?
I will have order.
Yeah, I don't have that.
Flames, purge.
Let's play! Teamwork is dreamwork! Huh?
Solidify. Stabilize.
Hey, Shy.
Yahoo!
Busy fighting. Die, monster crocodile.
Order guide you. Solidify.
Brace yourself!
There we go. And there's the corrupted Hydrodilion. Stabby! Stabby! Stabby!
Time for takeoff! I'm going in! Adventure time!
Gather.
Bad Nidion.
I will have order.
Yahoo! Let's light it up! Yeah. Get out of here! Everybody stand back!
Solidify. Order guide you.
Think you can get away?
Flames, purge. Gather.
I'm going in! Let's light it up! Let's play!
Dawn, break forth! This is order. Stabilize.
I should actually rethink my team for a bit. Let's see. So yeah, they fixed that glitch on here, so that's good.
Need to end a few enemies? Sounds good to me. Who ate a poisonous mushroom this time?
There you go. I need my Tanari.
Can't see? I'll uproot you!
Let's light it up! Everybody stand back!
Shouldn't let your guard down. And shroud!
Off we go!
The wind knows me. Clouds high. The birds... Can't see? I hear everything.
Let's light it up! Adventure time!
Wind strike.
Teamwork is strict! And see that?
One with the forest. One that
Ah.
flowers have... Yeah.
Dang it, Tanari.
Time to go.
Alright, need some buffs here.
Wind strider. Can't see?
Everybody stand back!
Fallen leaves, adorn my night! And shroud! I'll uproot you!
Let's light it up! Adventure time!
God damn. This corrupted Ocean.
This is getting interesting. Wind strider. You can run, but you can't hide. How? I had only just...
Go in!
One with the force.
Let's light it up!
As one with wind and cloud. And shroud. I hear everything.
Teamwork is dreamwork! Let's look! Why do they never miss?
Oh, slow. Yeah.
Light it up!
Wind strike.
Let's light it up!
I'll uproot you. Clouds high. The birds
Everybody stand back!
can't see.
Let's light it up! Adventure time!
Dust.
Tanari, I said run! Whoa! Ah, god damn it.
I'm going in!
And stupid cooldown takes forever.
Fallen leaves, adorn my night.
Let's light it up!
Yeah,
Adventure time!
it's indeed a mini boss.
Everybody stand back!
I've not finished my research.
Fucking hell. You know what? Regroup. You'd be surprised of how many bad bosses there is. There's one in the water, they're like twins. And it's a pain. Bigger pain. The fight underwater.
Prepare to be amazed.
Alright.
You lead the way.
Alright, let's get back to the main mission now. Which is right here. So apparently the fountain right here in front of the opera house, the water archon's like true thoughts cries out from within it. Birds. Wait, where's the people? There's like birds everywhere.
There aren't many people around anymore. Looks like that boat we took to Araneas might have been the last one.
Yeah.
Vache.
Ashay!
Looks like we're back here again.
Ashay!
Traveler? Are you hearing voices again? Ugh. That's kinda spooky. Are you sure we don't want to come back in the morning?
Vache. Vache.
Hey, why are you still walking towards it?
Ashay!
In the water. Huh? Hang on. Paimon can kinda hear a voice. It's calling for Vache, right? Hey, traveler? Stop walking! Come on, wake up!
The Ocean!
Vache. Are you my dear Vache? No, wait. You seem to be someone else. Do you know Vache? Do you know where my love is?
Oh my. I'm afraid.
Wait. Who am I? I'm very sorry. I fear I do not know.
If you want to know what Oceans are, they're like, you know, like the Aranaras in Sumeru. These are the Oceans of Fontaine, the water spirits. They belong to the old Hydro Archon. And when that Archon died, they had to flee. Because the new Archon, her sense of justice is very corrupt. And it corrupts the Oceans. So the ones that are more wise chose to flee than stay.
My memories feel like they have been washed away like a flood. So many fragments dissolved amidst the tide, never to be recovered. How much have I lost? How many things that I once held dear while on land have I since forgotten?
The one that we farm is actually the leader, like the head general of the Oceans, which is funny. She was like the top general of the old Hydro Archon's like army of Oceans. Yeah, and we like keep killing her on a daily basis.
Yes, that is what I was once. But now, I am but the consciousness of one who is lost, therefore.
So wait, That's true. That mean the Oceanids are the Fontaine people? Yeah.
I do not know how I came to be like this either. I only vaguely remember being covered in light blue water, and then all grew dim. I also remember going to many places. I loved adventure, loved exploring places of peril.
Oh yeah.
No
If
matter where I went, Vache would go with me. I knew how dearly he loved me, and I also loved him equally as much. But now, we can no longer go back. The pain of such parting. I never knew how heavy it could be. No, our reunion no longer has any meaning. There is no way for us to create any new memories. The thought of me gives him no succor. So let it lie forgotten beneath the waters. If you meet Vache, tell him not to look for me. Tell him to move on. That is the only thing I still remember.
also, I say since you're doing the Inazuma story still, Lily, when you reach Samuri Island, good luck. Good luck near the end on that island. Good luck. Cause I got jumped near the end, and I won't spoil what the fight is, but good luck.
Perhaps
The ghost
that is
island of
so,
Inazuma.
as I was submerged in the waters, losing consciousness. I saw Vache above the surface. His eyes were filled with such sorrow, such longing. If only I could have comforted him, told him that I did not suffer. Indeed, I had felt a great warmth.
Yes, the ghost kid in Samuri Island.
Is that what you call it? Dissolving? If anything, I consider it a form of release. It was a state of neither fear nor frenzy, with only an endless peace, like the water's still surface. I could also liken it
You have
being
to.
a thirsty person
You get
who
free
drinks
Primo
water
Gems
for
for
the
that.
first time, and only then sees how they have lived for so long in a world of endless want and anxiety. I think I hear your companion. It's time for you to go, I think. Farewell, then. I am glad that you were able to sense my presence. Remember, if you see Vache, tell him not to seek me out any longer.
But for Primo Gems, you want the Cryo Daddy of Fontaine, right? Oh shit. Oh shit. Damn, these NPCs can fight. Go! Go, Taylor Swift, go! Go!
Someone's out! Look out!
Dear God, it's a whole army of Gardamex. Chlorand?
Oh, she's not part of it. Something must corrupted these machines.
Quick, now's our chance!
Go, Taylor Swift. She has a sword that I gave to Noelle, the flower blade sword. Bam. I know what their cannon weapons now. I have their cannon weapons. I'm ready. Something must have happened.
I should thank Thank you for lending us your sword there, Clorand. But before I do so, could you explain how you managed to show up here?
I followed you. It seemed to me that danger has followed you more closely as of late.
Are you sipping for each other? Does it say you have to do all the side daily quests and all the side quests and everything? You get primogens to get them more, you know?
I believe that following someone without their knowledge is actually called stalking, is it not?
Mr. Callus's last wish was for me to ensure your safety, and I will not betray his trust. He would do the same, were he alive today.
Do not speak of my father!
Sorry, demoiselle. I was not strong enough.
Thank you for your aid, Miss Clorand, but do keep an eye out for your manner of speech. I believe we all wish to avoid unnecessary emotional harm.
Also, I kind of like how Sumeru and Fontaine people actually fight, while like everyone else are like cowering. Like, besides Inazuma with the guards, I meant like, you know, daily people. Like, these are like daily people fighting. Like, what happened to the people in Fontaine and Leeway?
Sorry, I
I want to see more
did
NPCs
not
fighting
consider your feelings.
and like go assist them to fight.
Whatever. What else do you know? How did you come to the conclusion that I'd be in grave danger?
I doubt I know much more than you, but I believe that the mastermind behind the serial disappearances is very powerful. Your performance tonight will almost certainly attract their attention.
I'm sure they've known about me. To be honest, I'm shocked it's taken them this long to act against me. And what about these Gardamex? I thought only those associated with the Maison Gardiennage could control them.
I just noticed the cosplay for Navia is gonna be a painful with the corset. You know? And then the arms. The cosplay for it.
None of these mecha have serial numbers. I was sure to check a moment ago. They are not the ones used by the authorities to enforce the law. I can only conclude that some powerful or wealthy party must have obtained them via illegal means, deploying them as a private force of sorts.
What? Your point being that they're out of Spina di Rosula's league, then?
Yes. Be careful, and do not act rashly.
I will continue investigating no matter what. We will bring the truth to light. That's my father's true last wish. Regardless, thank you for your help today, Clorand. But
So-
if you get any ideas, tell me first. I don't much appreciate being followed.
So pretty much all she is like the security like head guard of the police in Fontaine, and Navia is like you know, detective agency that she took over that looked like the mafia.
I do not think that they'll strike again anytime soon. So I shall stop following you. Good day, all.
Right. I suppose that's the best news we've gotten today.
Demoiselle, I believe that Miss Clorand was
Yeah.
being sincere with you.
Because their style look like mafia.
If we tried, we could attempt to thaw relations a little.
And like some of the side quests, they are like mafia-like people in Fontaine. Like you'd be surprised. There was one off cam I did.
No, I just... She's...
But yeah, it's weird that there's mafia people in Fontaine compared to Inazuma. Inazuma, there should be Yakuza around.
Oh, thank goodness! Paimon thought we were done for! Those Gardamex came out of nowhere while you were unconscious, and Nadia and her gang saved us!
It's not Nadia, it's Navia.
Oh, and there was that champion duelist named Clorand who came out to save us too! We got lucky there. Paimon probably couldn't have fought them off otherwise.
With your tiny hands, while you're just floating there, I don't think you can pick up a sword, Paimon. The only thing you can pick up is a knife. A kitchen knife.
Oh, come now. Forget all that polite talk. That wasn't really a farewell meal we had back there. Not for me, anyway. In truth, I hope that every meal we have together shall be a victory feast. As such, we're still partners. There's no need to thank me.
It will take 50 years for me to match Demoiselle's magnanimity.
If it were me, I would have joined the Spina di Rosula on account of her goodwill long ago.
She's still breathing hard from the fight, you know? You'd be tired too. You had to swing your giant claymore sword at enemies and kill them all.
All right, you two. That's enough.
Actually, Navia, how did you know that we were in danger? You sure did show up in the nick of time.
Well, to be honest, you're the one who tipped us off, Paimon.
Also, that's a new, like, for the character models, this is like a new body for the ladies, too. That's why she looks like she's, like, bouncy.
Huh? Really?
Because they have new model for characters, both men and women, and children.
Paimon's even more amazing than she thought.
Yes, all thanks to you grabbing my drink by mistake.
How did that help?
After we parted ways, I was on the way back to one of our bases when I suddenly thought of what you said. That the Fanta tasted kinda salty and icky. Fanta only comes in sweet flavors, so how could it have tasted salty? The color of the drink, if I recall, had also been a bit off.
Oh, poison?
So the Fanta had been spiked with water from the primordial sea?
Yes, so if you hadn't drunk that cup for me...
Spina di Rosula is preparing the grandest of awards for you as we speak for saving the boss.
Huh. Really?
Oh yeah, so you don't know, since the first case, primordial water, it's a cursed ocean water that turns anybody from Fontaine that were born there into water. Pretty much killing them.
I sent people to Hotel de Boer to investigate, but whoever did this left no trace at all.
Yeah, she has thicker thighs.
That's when I figured out that you might be in danger, and hurried here as quickly as I could.
But why would they go after us too? All we did was defend Linny in court and help clear his name.
Danae.
Now we're caught up in this mess too, aren't we?
Well, you did foil a plan that they were probably pretty proud of, and almost got their name in the process. Speaking of which, did anything strange happen when you drank the primordial seawater?
Well, it can't be a coincidence that the traveler fainted just now. He said that he heard that voice calling for Vache again. Oh, and this time Paimon heard it too, but it was real faint. Does this situation have to do with the primordial seawater then?
Yeah, she has steering wheels on her dress. She's supposed to be like a ship captain. You know? You know, like a marine.
Does that mean the primordial seawater raises someone's sensitivity to hydro when it's used on people who are not from Fontaine?
That doesn't sound like too much of a bad thing, to be honest.
New intel? While you were out cold?
Well, let's hear it, shall we? Oh, that is important. Vache. That name doesn't ring a bell. I suppose he hasn't stepped forward as a witness in court lately.
I wonder how's her ability is, because she's a Geo user. Well, I just noticed all the Geo characters are very fancy in style.
Since he saw that young woman dissolve, he was at least at the crime scene. But he never gave testimony or any information regarding people dissolving in the primordial seawater.
Ito's like the bad boy.
Been threatened?
The Geo family, Zhongli is the dad. Navia is the new daughter. Ningguang's the mom. Yuto's the bad boy. Goro's the doggy. Albedo's the good son. The smart son. And Noelle is the over busy maid.
Yes, thank you. This is very important information indeed. We will continue to investigate. Oh, you mean you'll help us investigate?
Oh!
Well, you did say that our farewell meal didn't really count. That means we're still partners, right? And besides, we're in this now whether we like it or not. You're not gonna let those people who targeted us get off the hook so easily, are you, Traveler?
Demoiselle, do try not to look quite so pleased. You are the face of Spina di Rosula, after
Look at that
all.
necklace though. You see the sapphires. They're not lapis lazuli. They're sapphires.
You talk too much. Well, in that case, let's head back to one of our bases, shall we? I'll arrange accommodations for you.
It's a city called Poissant. That's literally mean fish.
We also have some plans to go over, and hopefully we can deepen our bonds as partners. But we'll take that one step at a time, I guess.
Gears. Ship wheels. Hips don't lie. As they don't spin.
Don't worry, you two. With us around, our base is definitely secure.
Ooh. How do I pronounce that? The neck on for Yuzvik. Something like that. Sound. Ugh. Okay, go right here. Robot lady. Ophelia. I like how there were evil robots, and then we have these guys here too. Why'd they give the female robots thighs?
None of them believed me.
Why? Noel? Noelette? Are you alright? Oh, she's like a granny. Oh yeah, if I remember correctly, in Fontaine, Kave's mother should be around here then. Because she moved to Fontaine from Sumeru and have a stepfather. Also doggy. Ah, look at that doggy.
Being skilled at something doesn't make it a hobby.
It's a gentleman poodle. Fanta. Mushrooms. I need a bunch of onions. Entire stack. Entire stack. The people on Twitter are complaining like, please let us pet them. Fermented juice. Thank you. Monsieur. Oh, that's right.
Whoa.
Right here.
It's right up ahead, but let's make sure we weren't followed first.
Obvious giant door in the floor. Very hidden, yes. Very.
I've been keeping watch, Demoiselle. I haven't spotted anyone suspicious thus far.
Very good. But let's not let our guard down for now.
I shall find rooms for our respected guests.
Thank you, Malus. Now, let's continue, traveler.
Ooh. I know. Wait, this is not a secret base. I know where this is. This is the slums. This goes to the slums of Fontaine. Yep. Little lizard. I do like the children like have different clothing here compared to other other nations. That kid has like no like brightness in his eyes. He's dead inside. She has like bright eyes and he's like dead eyes. For an NPC. Oh look. New doggy. Yeah, little kitty cat over there. Hello, kitty cat. Let me activate this. There we go. Granny. Another cat. Poitier. Do you need a lock picked or perhaps switch? You do seem a little familiar. You do business by night. Of course. Don't people usually realize that they've forgotten to bring their keys only upon returning home at night? Oh wait, I get it. You're wondering if I'm doing something terrible here, are you? Don't worry, don't worry. I have principles and sense, and more importantly, I don't want to perform a trial standing show at the Opera House. Wow. Wait, I think I did see him at the opera.
People here really need to get more sunlight.
Look, Rosa. Was that an earthquake, or am I just getting seasick? I don't feel anything. Must be my old sickness acting up then. I used to be a sailor, but I was injured in an accident, and ever since, I felt like my surroundings are shaking. Ah, child! What are you doing behind me? It's a trap! She came out of nowhere! I can't go back being a sailor, so I only help old friends selling things they salvage underwater to make a living. Where did that child go? Jesus, that scared me.
Why is all this standing making me dizzy?
She like cock-blocked me. Oh, okay. So this Fontaine's artifact person is... Okay. Gotta keep note of that. Dr. Areta. Legitimate kind. You're needed here. Her name is Liselette. Where should I adventure next? Adventure? So creepy. The NPC turn. Not originally from here? Oh. Ooh. He's an orphan. Okay, now that's just sad. Oh, she talks to Granny. Battle cry. There's more people. Lilian. It watches everybody like a hawk. Oh, something shiny back here. Money. And you say you can't find money. False stare. Is it so hard to believe? What? It's me, Foster. Oh, sorry, I must get the wrong person. Yep. Oh, he just got Buffy. That's what it is. Do you have a chance that much? The Peloton ring. Is that supposed to be a parody of the Peloton? He does look like he has the body outfit of the blacksmiths.
I guess I'm finally on the right path.
Alright. What's in here? Oh, look at that guy. Huge. You look like steampunk. he just got out of jail. He was also a researcher. They keep name dropping this jail, so I'm afraid that I'm gonna go to this jail in the next update. Not the first time I've been to jail. I've been to the Inazuma jail. Hey, Bonchenda. Got a problem? What's up with you? Here, doggy. Doggy! It's like a golden retriever. I haven't yet. Don't mind me taking your stuff. It's glowy, I want it. It's like, it's glowy, I want it. Where's that book? Right here. Do you legal consent? Escape the law. Huh. Ah! It has like a radius.
So, this is your base? It's not quite what Paimon imagined.
Your accommodations have been arranged. Under the present circumstances, I can confidently say it's the best we have.
Don't be rude, Paimon.
Well, our funds have been a little tight lately. After all, we don't allow illegal or unethical profiteering. In fact, our funds often come from citizenry who support us.
Seems like it's tough times for everyone. But if you have the support of the people, that does sound like it's worth it.
To be honest, our financial situation was a lot better back when my father was in charge a few years ago. I'm afraid I'm not quite his equal.
I think it's the breathing cycle. They're trying to make her like unique because she's one of the new like body models. But also they're like the Robin Hood.
Your father, he was the previous boss of Spina di Rosula, right? How did he...
Demoiselle, if you'll allow me to explain.
No, I'll explain it myself. I suppose I couldn't run from this topic forever. And as partners, this is something I hope they can understand. My father's name is Callus. Yes, the same one they call Callus the Unfaithful in the streets. 3 years ago, he was accused of murdering his own friend. But he chose a duel to defend his honor. instead of standing trial. He died in the duelist's ring.
Oh no.
But I do not believe my father was a murderer. I'm sure he was set up. At the time, I believed that if he only stood trial and was duly investigated, something amiss would crop up and prove his innocence. But strangely, he not only requested the duel himself, but rumor has it that even after being seriously injured, to the point where he could be deemed as having lost the duel, he refused to surrender, determined to die in the arena. 3 years later, I still don't understand why he did that. How could he protect his honor if he's dead? If anything, he gave up his chance to defend himself.
Perhaps he's hiding something.
The closest piece of info I have is that my father had been investigating the serial disappearances case at the time of his death.
Ah, so that's why you're so determined to get to the bottom of that case.
That's right. I've also tried to investigate the murder my father was implicated in, but I haven't found a single new clue in my countless reviews of the investigation records. However, I believe that if the murder case is related to those behind the disappearances, they must know something. I must know what really happened. Was my father coerced? Framed? Even if he really did kill his friend, I must get to the truth. If only he'd been more open with me when he was still alive. He even hid the fact that my mother died due to complications when giving birth to me.
Oof.
And now, here I am investigating his death. You really are a handful, aren't you, Papa?
It'd be weird if she has a similar story to like Dia in Sumeru. Because Dia, apparently she also had family issues, and then they found out the truth what happened with Dia's father. And it's kind of sad. Kind of thing. But who knows, it could be.
Demoiselle, please, if there is anything I can do, anything at all.
I also will never believe that Master Callus murdered anyone. There are none whom I respect more than the two of you, Demoiselle. Master Callus did so much good in life, yet all it took was one murder case for him to be dubbed Callus the Unfaithful. Even our supporters decreased greatly due to that incident, hence our strained finances at present.
Wait, if Callus was such a good man, wouldn't people at least be a little suspicious when he was accused?
No. Perhaps people just revel in that kind of drama. It's not something exclusive to people from Fontaine, really. Everyone's like that. People love watching the evil turn over a new leaf, but they also enjoy watching good people fall into an abyss from one slip-up just as much.
But how could... never mind. If Callus was really falsely accused, we have to find the truth. He didn't deserve to have that happen to him.
There is one other thing. Master Callus's opponent in the duel was Ms. Clorand.
Oh, her? Well, then, isn't that as good as saying that she was the one who killed him?
Oh.
Yeah, that's not the sort of thing that you can just let go and move on from.
Ms. Clorand has always placed great emphasis on the honorable nature of the duel. If her opponent doesn't yield, she will not stop either. She knew Master Callus beforehand and greatly respected him, but seeing how he was resolute in the arena, there was only ever one choice she could have made.
It's not that I don't understand her at all, but I just can't deal with this yet.
Don't worry, Navia. Paimon knows how you feel. You don't have to force yourself to do that.
Afterward, Ms. Clorand told us that at the start of the duel, Master Callus requested that she ensure Demoiselle Navia's safety. Yes, that is our understanding as well.
He intended to die.
Oh, Papa. What madness drove you to ask the person who killed you to take care of me? All right, anyway, that's the information I wanted to share with you. Even if it did sound like I was just complaining towards the end. Thanks. You two should go...
Yeah.
Please, relax and get some sleep. We will...
Alright. Silver, I'm kind of disturbed that you're right outside my door. I can't rest when you just staring at me through your sunglasses in the cave.
Paimon slept so well. Huh? Navia? Where did the other two go?
I sent them back to Poisson. It's Spina de Rosula's place of origin, and where we have our headquarters. There's not much for them to do here at the moment.
I've been there.
Paimon gets the feeling that you're just trying to get
What's
them off
that?
your back.
Yeah.
But never mind that. When did you get back?
No, I just returned after going out for a while. I did some investigating yesterday regarding the name Vache.
Wait, so you didn't sleep at all?
How could I after having such critical new evidence appear?
Guess Paimon wasn't speaking for everyone just now, huh?
Unfortunately, this name seems to have been wiped from existence. It doesn't seem to have a match anywhere. I
Sus.
suspect that those behind this have already taken steps to hinder an investigation from this angle. But that does prove that this Vache person is a key witness in the incident.
Does that mean we're too late, though?
No. There is one ray of hope. One place in Fontaine that they would find almost impossible to threaten, no matter how much they wanted to.
The prison?
And that is the archives kept by Chief Justice Neuvillette. A place where detailed files on all the cases in recent years are kept.
Ah.
If the Oceanette you met is one of the young women who went missing recently, we should be able to find some related information there.
I don't know if Neuvillette will help us.
An archive of case files? In that case, let's go talk to him, shall we? Aren't you coming along, Navia?
No, it's nothing. Let's go see the Honorable Chief Justice.
Another achievement. Once upon a time in Flue Cendre. I jumped daddy. Oh god. You know those like blue long like pieces of hair on him is actually his dragon horns? You know that, right? He has long ass dragon horns. Turtle! This turtle has a tattoo. That's right, you can't talk. Why are you here? You don't know either? this is a funny dialogue. Just talking to a turtle. That's funny. It's a turtle you can't attack. Ah! Oh, it's Sunny and Luca. Oh, they go into the shell and they spin attack, kill you. That's what that turtle is. You can't kill him.
You're most certainly correct, my dear Luca.
It's Sunny Luca. It's Nichi Sanji. You're right, dear Luca. I do hope that such a regrettable incident won't happen again. Why isn't our good friend? What a coincidence bumping into you. How have you been? How's Virgil? Right. Are you interested in fishing? In Fontaine, there's all sorts of... Oh. Oh, that's what they did with Virgil. They drowned him. So these two are mafia members. That's why they're quote the white glove and quote the fisherman. So yeah. Beware Nijisanji, they're like mafia members. Virgil's the guy that took us to a ruin and then tried to kill us there, trying to get all like the knowledge and gold and stuff. Look at their clothing. Big brother, this place is kind of narrow. We can't race like this. It's fine. The adults say that the boats sail wherever they want to. Why don't we just make small boats, you know, like the aqua buses? Oh, nice. And now we can race using the boats, can't we? Good idea. Now it's for the monsieur. Shall we ask who Mr. Hugh is? Must be. Every time we ask him to fix a toy, he delivers something completely different back to us. Isn't that a good thing? If we can turn a boat into an aircraft, I'm even work for him, really. It's too narrow. Excuse me, mother and child. I need the apples. Ah. Oh. We're going to ladder. Oh, shiny spots. Oh, there's a weapon here. Stuck in a chest.
Well, that's what I call treasure.
There we go. So that's the underground. Oh, the Chief Justice office is not where the Hydra Archon lives. Good. She's annoying. We already have official. We don't need a Hydro official. Or was it her real name official? Amy. There's already one Amy. Ow. Awkward. There you go. Jesus. This is almost up there. It's like the Mario, Paper Mario, going from under there to over there. Just a giant staircase. There we go. Alright. Ah.
Off we go.
Ah, bright light. Even in the game it's bright. Hey Estelle. I can buy... what's it? Find out the deep. Song of Stillness. Tidal Shadow. So I need to collect ores, flowers, stuff. Alright. And take these while I'm here. Are you surprised? She's the blacksmith of Fontaine. There you go. Six, 16, 20. Alright. Now you finish with that. I do love the Fontaine outfits on these NPCs. It's like very blue. Ooh, money.
we go.
Ow.
The palais is right up ahead.
Ah.
Come on.
Oh yeah, have you seen the rumors on Twitter about Neuvillette? Even though he might be the reincarnation of the water dragon, the water dragon's emotions change the weather in Fontaine. So if he's scared, it turns foggy. If he cries, it rains. There.
Halt! Please state your business here. The Chief Justice is presently occupied with official matters. Huh. This place does look pretty heavily guarded.
Hey, don't you recognize us?
Huh? Who are you? Just to be clear, I don't care who you are or who you might be related to. Our rules make no exceptions.
See? They've got great discipline, too.
Yep. Paimon can tell. If you're here just to crack jokes, I can point you towards the exit. Unlike some, we're busy, so please leave if you don't have a reason to be here.
So that creature there is from that dragon I told you in Fontaine, that skeleton dragon. That skeleton dragon made these people.
No. What I meant to say is, shouldn't you remember us from a few days ago? We were at the trial of the great magician Linny.
Oh, yes, I remember. I read about it in the Steambird.
We're here today to report and archive some information on a follow-up case.
Huh. Is that even a thing?
Of course. Don't worry. We're here on official business.
All right then, I'll let you through. The Chief Justice is just inside.
I just like the back of Navia's dress is like a honeybee. with the twirls of her hair.
Thanks so much.
With the drills. You look tiny. Where's your chair? You need a high chair. Knock knock.
Please come in.
There's your Hydro Daddy.
Sorry to barge in, Monsieur Nervalet. We only lied to get in because we didn't know any other way.
It's all right. Please let me know how I may be of assistance to you.
So you're not mad at us?
We're looking for
Look
a man
outside.
called Vashi. He may have been an eyewitness in the serial disappearances case. If we can find him, we may be able to unearth some key information on the case.
Ah, I see. In that case, please wait here a moment while I browse through the files.
Look at those detailed eyes that Neuvillette has. Look at those eyes. I think there's people gonna cosplay him for the next like anime con.
Who knew that Nervalet would be so easy to talk to?
Cause I've been tackled as a Toma by a fangirl.
Unfortunately, I'm quite certain that no one by the name of Vache has been involved in any case, criminal or civil, in the past several years. There are no records of him either in the files or in my memory.
Yeah, I got a local Comic-Con and Anime-Con too. But who knows? You'd be surprised, because where I live, I didn't know there were other Genshin people. It's fun going to Anime-Cons though. It's fun. You meet people who actually like love the same game and stuff, even like genres that you also like.
Traveler, what if it was really just a dream?
Is that so? All right then. Thank you so much, Monsieur Neuvillette. We'll take our leave now.
Ahem.
Yeah, and I got the signature signings
Navia.
from.
I can understand how you feel.
Okay, so yeah, the AnimeCon I got the voice actors Brianna of Hu Tao and Diona. They were awesome. Hu Tao, Brianna, she was very hungry though, but she was nice. It's like, it's fine. She was hangry.
Your father, Callus, was a truly exceptional man. We deeply regret his passing.
And what are you trying to say, Monsieur Neuvillette? Are you trying to console me? Extend your sympathy? Or just express some tendril of regret?
Just say a line from her and you will be funny. Like, yeah, see a shiny turtle with the sword.
No. You are not trying to do any of that. I can hear it in your voice. There's no emotion behind your words. You only said those things because you felt like you should.
Oh god, that gaze.
It's just like last time. After my father took his place in the duelist ring, I pushed through the guards to talk to you as a last resort. You even told me then that you thought there was something fishy with the case, yet you still allowed the duel to go ahead. In your eyes, the value of a human life is nothing compared to those cold laws you hold so dear. If you truly regret my father's death,
I got the tears.
then why didn't you call a stop to the duel? Why didn't you give me the power to stop him from throwing his life away? Why did you just let him die, despised and hated by all? Everything was hanging on a thread at that moment. Just the tiniest effort could have changed everything. There are still so many things I never got to tell him. So many questions he still owes me answers to. If you really have no heart, then just look me in the eyes. I, Navia, will show you the true meaning of regret.
Those tears are very liquidy.
I'm sorry, Miss Navia.
You and my father are truly alike. You keep all kinds of things in your heart and never say a word to anyone.
Her eyes are flat, but like the tears are like bubbly.
It's not so much that you can't feel, but that you would never express anything. Oh well. In any case, everyone already knows full well the apathy of the Chief Justice. My apologies for taking my emotions out on you, Monsieur Chief Justice. Let's go, Traveler and Paimon.
Don't tell me he's gonna yank us with his hair horns, please. It's gonna be like I'll hate them and get us kicked out of his house. No entrance. Yep.
Navia, are you
I'm fine. Rain.
Oh, he's crying.
It's raining.
He's crying.
Wasn't it still sunny when we went into the building? And there shouldn't be any active trials today. How strange.
Now that I think of it, on the day my father was convicted of murder, it was also raining.
Oh, so he can't show his emotions on his face, but in the weather.
What is it? Did you think of something?
Yeah, he was outside. It was uncovered and the rain could fall there. Why? Do you think the rain could have affected the crime scene? That thought has occurred to us before. We've even expanded the search area to try to account for that, but didn't find anything of value. Oh? Wait. You don't mean...
People can turn into water.
That the true murderer could have been turned into water? And then got washed away with the rain? Yeah. And if that's what had happened, then no one would have believed your dad, even if he explained what he saw to the authorities.
So
I
self-isekai.
think I found a true genius for a partner. You're completely right. How did I not connect the dots earlier?
Wash away.
Alright, let's go to Poisson. With this new lead in mind, we'll get to the bottom of my father's case for sure.
What was that angle?
For sure this time.
What was
Do you
that?
want to go with me now? Or do you want to head over by yourself later?
What was that angle with the camera shot near my ass? The camera shot was like right
Great.
by my
Let's go
ass. I want to see my cryo daddy.
Weather's not bad today. Oh, crud. I jinxed it. Now it's bound to rain.
Yeah, with the new model, for the new characters like Nivellettes and Wurzelsley, they have the cake. They have cake.
Benny's adventure team, assemble!
Oh, they know. The birds know they have cake.
Off we go!
Here's the village of Poissons. Nivellette's cake.
What a huge ship! Why would a ship be anchored at a place like this?
There's no need to be so surprised. While it may look like a ship, it's actually Spina di Rosula's headquarters. My father was the one who asked for it to be built like this. Perhaps our taste in exterior design is the only thing we occasionally had in common. A gigantic and glamorous ship embodies discovery, opportunity, ambition, and conquest. It symbolizes Spina di Rosula's bright and limitless future.
And Paimon thought you were bluffing when you said Spina di Rosula had a glorious past. Paimon was confused why a group with such a history would live in the sewers. But now that Paimon has seen this ship for herself, she's been convinced.
Well, Poisson is where Spina di Rosula began, after all. It's our main base, our home.
Oh, we're not gonna walk towards there while talking? Okay. What's that one, that seagull? Got you. Oh, the net? You get it in Inazuma. It's from one in the quest. Where, like, you gotta help this person how to catch animals. And later on, you can have them on your teapot.
Adventure time!
Gonna fall. There we go. Hey, this umbrella was from the yokai event in Inazuma. It's like the story lore of how one of the art forms in Inazuma was created. It's from teaching from a yokai. The weasel with the blade tail. Hey, old man.
Melus, we're back!
Apologies for the wait, demoiselle, and our most important partners. You said before that you still had some business at the court. What brings you back to Poisson so quickly?
About that. It's because my partner here reminded me of something really important. You see, what if my father's case had something to do with water from the primordial sea? You still remember, right, Melus? On that night, it was raining?
Yes, the case was quite similar to that of Mr. Linney's. Both were what you'd call
Impossible murders.
Could you tell us a bit more about what happened before?
Yeah, of course. Many years ago, something called synth began to gain popularity in Poisson. At a glance, it was a kind of drink that could excite your mood and produce many pleasant hallucinations.
Beer.
Didn't that guard guy who turned into water also mention that the primordial water could be used to produce some kind of potion?
Yes, he did. Considering what we know now, it's almost certain that synth is created using water from the primordial sea. If you drink synth for an extended amount of time, you'll suffer many side effects, such as losing the ability to focus or control your emotions. And if you were to stop drinking it completely, you'll experience flashes of paranoia and anxiety, while lacking energy to do anything. It's an extremely dangerous substance. As he oversaw Poisson, my father was compelled to put a stop to synth abuse, and called for a complete ban of it.
Boss's uncompromising attitude incurred the synth vendor's wrath, but no matter how much they threatened or bribed him, he refused to yield. Not only that, Boss became determined to find the mastermind behind the synth operation and put an end to the problem once and for all.
Yes, but the enemy was very cunning. So he could never get anything out of the dealers, all of whom only sold the stuff and weren't privy to the rest of the operation. Recognizing that, my father decided to contact the dealers in secret and cultivate personal relationships with them. Finally, he was able to convince someone to become his informant.
Huh.
The man's name was Jacques. He felt
Jacques.
deeply ashamed about his work
Jack.
after seeing many families destroyed by synth abuse. That night, my father hosted a banquet at his countryside estate. He planned to meet up and exchange information with Jacques over some food.
That's when Jacques died?
But then, we heard 2 gunshots from the courtyard. We raced to the scene and found my father, still holding a gun, and Jacques, who was already dead on the ground.
Huh? How did that happen? Aren't they on the same side?
Sounds just like Lenny's case, doesn't it? In both cases, the culprit seemed obvious, but neither appeared to have any motive at all. Looking back on it, though, I now believe the most important clue was something we all overlooked at the time. There were pieces of clothing left at the scene. Precisely. It's all thanks to you that I made the connection now. Back then, we all just thought they were some costumes that Jacques used to disguise himself at the banquet. But, considering it now, it's almost certain that they belong to a third person at the scene. With one extra person, we'll also need to reconsider why the 2 shots were fired. You're right. We still don't know what happened. But my intuition tells me that we're on the right track to figuring it all out. I'm finally headed towards the truth.
Jacques was an empathetic man who was infinitely remorseful for his past actions. It's unlikely that he turned on Boss with 0 warning. I think this third person is probably the key to the full truth. On that note, however, even though this will not please you, demoiselle, as your and your father's butler, I must still offer a word of warning.
Dramatic music.
Our opponent is insidious and cruel. They are extremely difficult to deal with, and Boss has already lost his life trying to bring them to justice. Even though Spina de Rosula has lost most of its former glory, Poisson has welcomed a new time of peace, and we have been allowed to live out our lives. There is no need to follow your father's path. It would be both wise and in line with Boss's wishes to step back and give up on the case.
If that's indeed what he wished for, then he should have told me that himself. Was I not the closest person to him? And yet, I was the one most kept in the dark. What was the point of him dying without sharing any of the secrets he knew? Did he manage to protect anything in the end? Synth is still here. Callus the Unfaithful is still his epithet. And Spina di Rosula is barely getting by. Did he think I'd just accept his meaningless death and live out my life just as meaninglessly? I've never accepted that. Ever. Not since that day, and certainly not now. I want to find out the real answer for everyone's sake. For the missing girls, for the victims, and for myself.
Navia.
This is indeed the best moment to act. Your partner appears to be quite reliable, and more importantly, demoiselle, I think you're also ready to take...
So you do know something else, Malus?
Yes, I do. In fact, even before that banquet, Boss already knew of the connection between Synth and the serial disappearances case.
Oh.
But what drove all the tensions to the boiling point was the revelation that you, demoiselle, had been selected as the next target to disappear.
Oh.
What?
Boss also didn't tell you that he had been diagnosed with a rare illness. The doctors told him that he had no more than 5 years left to live.
So that's why he
And the
did
serial
that.
disappearances case caused him great anxiety.
So his health deteriorated.
5 years was nowhere near enough time to resolve this long-standing conflict. But once he passed away, all the danger would pass on to you. Knowing all of this, he decided to use one final intimidation tactic before his death. He claimed to have already gotten his hands on some key incriminating evidence for the other side, and even told some members of Spina di Rosula about the details. But as long as you remained safe, he would not share the evidence with the public. If something were to happen to you, then he and all those he told would immediately expose all they knew about Synth and the disappeared victims.
Right, so nobody would be able to get off scot-free.
As we've seen, Boss's tactic has worked. Even though Boss has been gone for a long time, the other side has not tried to take Demoiselle's life.
No, I don't believe it. He never appeared to look sick to me.
No father wants their daughter to see them weak and haggard, especially someone as proud as Boss. To him, dying in a duel and suffering lasting dishonor as the unfaithful was still far preferable than losing face in front of his daughter.
So he chose to die in silence, so that he could protect me.
I'm afraid you're not understanding this correctly, Demoiselle. What Boss wanted to hand to you was not a parasol, but a sword. If Boss's spirit could hear you telling me that you want to find the answer for the sake of everyone involved, I'm sure he'd be extremely proud.
That fool. Couldn't he have just given it to me straight? No. He might have set up everything precisely
Bubbly
because
tears again.
he never thought I'd be able to understand him. Is that the amount of confidence he had in me? And what if I was never able to make it to where I am now? Yeah. I suppose that's true. But thankfully, he rarely talked to me about complex matters, and thus understood little of me as a person. In this case, he really didn't... Malus, what was the key evidence that he shared with you?
It's the location where Synth is produced. Essentially, it's the enemy's headquarters.
Is it the prison?
When he was threatening the enemy, Boss didn't share the specifics of the incriminating evidence he found. But if you want to use it against the enemy...
Why? If we know where the place is, can't we?
You mustn't forget that we're fighting against a mysterious and dangerous organization that's been in operation for decades. There's no telling what might be lying in wait at their headquarters. We also have no idea what kind of evidence we may be able to find inside. But a single visit to their headquarters would be tantamount to a formal declaration of war. The worst case would be that we leave empty-handed.
Then, in that case, why not work with...
Well, you saw one of them dissolve during Mr. Linney's case. We have no idea just how thoroughly they may have been infiltrated.
Ah, there could be insiders.
That's true. Seems my father really had no choice. But things are different now.
You sound like you've put a lot of thought into this, Malus.
I am the butler, after all. I live but to serve the boss and Demoiselle's will.
Well, you're like Alfred from
I've always
Batman.
been willing to take on any kind of risk for your sake. But considering my relative lack of ability, I've spent my time keeping secrets, performing basic investigations, and waiting for the right time to come.
Like Alfred.
Thank you for all of that, Malus.
So Navia's like Batman.
Have you discovered anything new in the past few years?
Let me think. One conclusion I came to was that the enemy must be quite familiar with Spina di Rosula, or at least have an informant planted here. When I announced orders to the organization's members on Demoiselle's behalf, I used to deliberately keep a few people in the dark. If the vendors didn't change their plans, then after several rounds of testing and investigative tracing, I've narrowed the suspect list down to 3 people.
Clever.
The first is Florent, Spina di Rosula's senior advisor.
Huh? Florent?
Yes, surprising, isn't it? He was one
Florent.
of the people Boss trusted the most, which also means that he was someone who understood Boss really well. Thanks to his position within Boss's innermost circle, he always knew our upcoming plans and could thus avoid capture this whole time. There's someone else like him too. Marcel, the head of Confrérie of Cabrières.
Uncle Marcel.
It's a guild in Poisson. Boss helped it to grow to its current size and prominence. In the beginning, they were only reselling some daily goods, but now they're one of the richest guilds around with a lot of business connections in the city.
So, they're like a sister organization of Spina di Rosula?
Yes, you can say that. When we were fighting against the synth dealers, they provided us with plenty of support. It's a bit difficult to imagine someone using their own money to hunt down themselves.
The final suspect is Thierry, the man responsible for coordinating information between Spina di Rosula and the guards. Although the guards mostly leave us to our own devices, there are still many activities we have to report to the local authorities. Since Thierry is always in the know about our current activities, he could theoretically always plan one step ahead.
I see. These are all people who I communicate with quite regularly. To think that the enemy we've been fighting against has been right next to me all along, among those I trust the most. It's almost too hard to believe.
If you want to investigate them, please take every precaution to not alert the quarry. Judging from our experience, the enemy is extremely cautious.
Of course. And thank you, Malus. You've provided us with a lot of great information.
You're too kind, my lady. I'm just doing my duty. And before I forget, proving Boss's innocence would also mean clearing him of blame in Jacques' death. After that incident, Jacques' wife and daughter were taken into the Spina's care. They still live in Poisson today. If it might help, you could also pay them a visit.
Aw, thank you so much!
A new case awaits, my dear partner.
Oh,
I hope we can work together.
new case. Oh, great. Kitty. Surrounded by the meow meows. Ah.
It is settled then. Please excuse me and enjoy your conversation at your leisure.
So Jacques' wife
Thank
and
you for
daughter.
arranging everything for us, Malus.
Excuse me, miss. Do you need anything from us?
It's a deli.
Hey, Navia's all quiet. This isn't like her at all.
I'm sorry that I only came to visit after all this time.
Ah, if it's about that, there's no need to apologize. After my husband died, Spina di Rosula sent us a lot of mora and support. I understood your guilt and apology to be genuine.
But aren't all of those things nothing compared to the loss of Jacques? I can understand the kind of pain that comes with losing a father so needlessly.
You don't understand at all.
I didn't know how to face you, because I didn't know what I could possibly bring as a consolation gift. I know only the full truth could bring closure to you.
I'm sorry. I appreciate the sentiment, but you don't have to carry all that guilt. On the matter regarding my husband, my daughter and I have more or less found our answer already.
Would you mind sharing it with me? I really can't believe that my father could ever bring himself to shoot Jacques.
I always knew that my husband's money was earned through others' suffering. He told me countless times that if he could turn back the clock, he would never go into the synth business again. He had many regrets, and felt that he took the idea of providing for his family too literally. For the longest time, he thought Mora was everything. So when Mr. Callis came to him with a proposal, he accepted it almost immediately. He tried to be as careful as he could, but even so, he was still found out by the higher-ups.
They found out about his betrayal?
Papa didn't say that exactly, but Papa did tell me that I should never be ungrateful.
Before he left that day, he told me that he had no choice. It was only later that I realized it was his final farewell to the two of us.
Someone ordered Jacques to take out Callus.
I don't know that for sure. But you could say that's the conclusion I eventually came to. Which is why I'm the one who should feel guilty. Callus had always taken great care of us, both when he was still alive and after he passed away. Even if he fired the shot that killed my husband, it was likely in self-defense. It is impossible for me to hate him for what he had done.
But Mama, why is Papa still the bad guy if he did the right thing? Papa always wanted to be a good man, so why did he have to do a bad thing in the end?
Well, things aren't always as they seem. You still...
Yeah, Papa was a...
Then you should hold on to that. If a good man had to do a bad thing, then he must have had his reasons, regardless of whether he left you a parasol or a sword. He must have done so to give you a better life.
Oh.
Thank you for everything you've told me.
Thank you. Even though your personality is quite different from your father's, your determination when you speak is really similar.
You really think so? That's the first time anyone said that to me.
Alright, now time to get the testimonies from the others. I said... Yeah. I'm surrounded by nyanyas.
Are you okay, Navia?
I'm fine. Don't worry. Let's investigate the 3 suspects next. Florence should be nearby, and we should be able to find Thierry and Uncle Marcel in the city. I'll get myself together on the way, so please don't worry.
Yeah, her eyes was weird, but it's trying to emphasize saying that she's like, you know, she'd been crying all those times after her husband's death, kind of thing, like tired eyes. There's Florence.
Greetings, boss. How may I be of assistance today?
I'm sure you've heard about what happened at the opera
He looks like
house.
Markiplier.
Someone got turned into water right in front of us.
Yeah, I've heard. With something that dramatic, I'm sure journalists will milk it for all it's worth. And it'll be all the talk for the next several weeks.
It also reminded me, on the day that the incident happened with my father, it was raining outside, and we found some clothes left at the scene. After my partner here put the dots together for me, I feel like we should try to reopen
His beard
this
doesn't
case.
connect to his hair. It's fake.
Can you do me a favor and try to recall what happened that night?
Let me think. Mr. Callus was feeling pretty upbeat that day. So he was drinking and bantering away with us at the table. After that, he told us that he wanted to go get some fresh air. So we let him go without thinking much of it. Who knew that we would hear 2 gunshots ring out right after? My first reaction was that Mr. Callus's life was in danger. So I grabbed my holster and made a mad dash toward the scene. But when I got there, it was already too late. Mr. Callus was standing over a dead body with a gun in his hands. All we could do was look back and forth at each other, not knowing what to say.
So you also remember 2 gunshots then?
Indeed. The guard said that the first shot didn't hit anyone, while the second killed Jacques. But I've never really bought that explanation. Reason being, Mr. Callus had left his gun on the table. I even made sure to confirm that before running to the scene. But according to the guards, that doesn't mean he couldn't have had other guns on his person. About the clothes left at the scene that you mentioned, do you think there was a 3rd person there who was turned into water?
Very
At least
possible.
from our perspective, my father had no reason to kill. So he would also have no reason to bring an extra gun with him. The gun he was holding probably belonged to Jacques, or a 3rd person on the scene.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So you're saying Mr. Callus ended up with the gun because he seized it from one of the other guys? But hold on. If that's what had happened, then why didn't he share the truth with any of us? He didn't even want to face the Oratrice machine, and chose instead to prove his honor in a duel. Did he lose all faith in the courts after seeing someone dissolve right in front of his eyes?
About that, Malus told me a thing or two. So, I think I can understand why he committed to the duel. I'll tell you everything once the whole truth has been revealed.
I understand. Then I'll leave Mr. Callus's honor in your hands, boss.
He sounds
And if I
innocent.
may just say one more thing. The whole Callus the Unfaithful epithet has been a thorn in my side since the day it was invented. Many people have laughed at me for still calling him Mr. Callus, even after so many years have passed. But it was Mr. Callus's trust that allowed me to rise through the ranks of Spina di Rosula and live the life I lead today, no matter what others might say. He'll always be the man I respect the most. And he'll always be my boss.
Don't worry. I will definitely find the truth. You and all our other comrades at the Spina deserve to know the truth as well.
So it sounds like Floran is innocent, because he was a witness to the scene. Theory. Is Theory all the way? Yep. He's all the way over there. Ah, God damn it. Oh, hi. It's right here.
Hey, Thierry, it's me.
Thierry.
Oh, now, what brings you here, Miss Navia? I've heard that you made quite the name for yourself at the Opera House.
Not just that, the last guard that turned into water had the exact bottle as him.
Oh, so you've got news of that already.
Oh, okay. Hey, I'm also a member of the guards, you know. The way you make it sound, people would think I was sent off to Poisson because I had done something wrong.
Are you sure there isn't a little bit of truth in that? Under normal
Okay.
circumstances, shouldn't you have been called back to the city already?
Guard doggy.
I mean, where I work is really up to me. Let's just say I enjoy the ambiance of Poisson. Callus did a fantastic job running the town, building Spina di Rosula from the ground up and clearing many obstructions in my way. It would be next to impossible for me to find a similarly easy but high-paying job in the city. Anyway, enough chit-chat. Are these two friends of yours? You, here for some formal business?
Ah, yes. These two are my partners. What happened at the Opera House made us realize that Linny's case and my father's may be related. We're trying to reinvestigate the details of
He
my
does,
father's
doesn't
old
he?
case.
Ah,
I do have
I
that color
get it.
contact. I used to.
You think there might be more to the
His
case now
eyes.
that we know people can be dissolved into water, right? I was also flabbergasted when I first heard of it. If you want to go through the original files from your father's case, I can help you look for them.
That'd be much appreciated. Thank you. Actually, I have another question. Do you have the authority to dispatch Gardamex?
Of course. Without them, I couldn't possibly handle Poisson on my own. Why do you ask? We definitely can't use them to forcefully get more evidence for your father's case.
Well, you see, just recently, we were attacked by a horde of unnumbered Gardamex in the city. So, if you hypothetically wanted to do something against me, all you would need to do is get rid of the mecha serial numbers and send them after me.
Yeah, it does. Croissant sounds like croissant. The croissant in French is just fish. Literally, the town name is Fish.
Then you think too highly of my abilities. Dispatching mecha is very different from controlling them. If I had to make an analogy, when you order a dish, the chef will make it for you. You can ask the chef to cook, but not to massage your shoulders or carry your baggage. If you try to make unreasonable demands, the chef would just think you're out of your mind and ignore you completely. The same goes for me and my Gardamex. Removing a serial number is also not as easy as you might think. There are a lot of complex steps to it, and it's almost impossible to keep it a secret. So I can promise you, those mecha were definitely private units. They're certainly not cheap. So, whoever their owner is must be super rich, powerful, or both. Now that you mention it, though, being in the synth business would definitely be profitable enough to afford this.
Oh, then you're officially in the clear, Thierry.
Oh, well, thank you for the vote of confidence, Navia. Jokes aside, I'd like to wish you all the best with your investigation. I'll be staying in the city for a little while, so just come find me if you need any support from the guards.
That was a statue. I need to deposit. Look at all these I collected off cam. Dink. There we go. Maybe. Haha. Leveled up by 1. Marcel. Oh, Marcel's in here too. Okay. Guard doggy. Look at that guard dog. I will laugh if at AnimeCon there's like guard dog like this, just walking around, and then one that looks like the gentleman and the lady poodle Fontaine. I actually would laugh. Yeah, just let it strut. Heh, I don't need to call a lift, I can just fly. We think there he is. Boop.
Hello. How may I help you? I'm here to see Marcel. Could you please let him know? You can just say Navia's looking for him. Sure. I will let him know right away.
And he busts through the doors.
Navia, hello. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm not as young as I used to be, so my legs are giving out a bit.
Oh, it's all right, Uncle Marcel. There's no need to stress. I just wanted to talk to you briefly about what happened in the Opera House. I'm sure you saw everything too, right?
Yes, I've never seen anything so strange.
Oh, you were at the Opera House too?
That's right. I went there with Navia to see the magic show. Who knew it would turn into a whole murder mystery? I also witnessed your marvelous sleuthing work. Quite impressive.
Sleuthing.
To beat the Hydro Archon at her own game on her own turf, I can already imagine everyone in Fontaine discussing your exploits over a few glasses of wine.
Oh, Paimon doesn't want to become the talk of drunkards.
We already have that in Mondstadt.
Apologies. It's just how Fontaine is as a nation. Everyone loves
I
drama
meant this
and
wine
tragedies.
tastes the same as I remembered, but where are those with the memories?
Can dissolve in water?
Yes, I was reminded of your father's case right away. Is that what you're investigating now?
Exactly. I still don't have much solid proof, but I can sense that the other side has already begun to act.
Oh, and what makes you say that?
We were attacked on Araneus by some unnumbered Gardamex. And there was also an attempt to get me to drink water from the primordial sea. If not for the vigilance of my partner, I probably wouldn't even be here talking to you right now.
Oh, you're giving us too much credit.
Alas, it seems things are heating up again. The peace that Callus sought so dearly will soon become a thing of the past. But rest assured, Navia, Poisson will always remain a safe haven for you. If you're scared, you can always return there. If anyone dares to lay their hands on you there, the Confrérie of Cabrières will use its funds to the last Mora to bring them to justice.
Thank you, Uncle Marcel. But I don't intend to go into hiding. I'm going to strike while the iron's hot. Do you have any new thoughts on my father's case?
About that. Sorry, my age is catching up with me, so it'll take me a while to recall my memory. The Confrérie was responsible for that banquet, so I was out and about the whole time making sure things were running smoothly. I didn't even have the time to drink with the guests. Then I heard the sound of a gunshot, and the rest was history.
A gunshot? Hold up.
Oh, it's okay. No need to push yourself. We'll ask around some more. See if there are any valuable clues elsewhere.
So that phrase, a gunshot. There were 2 gunshots. A gunshot.
Sounds good. Just let me know if you ever need Mora. All my wealth comes from Callus's patronage and support. I'll spend however much it takes to clear his name.
That was a clue right there. Heard a gunshot. Oh. I need to collect that one over there too. Hello, the robot lady. Yeah, look. This robot lady is walking like Mrs. Incredible, Mrs. Incredible, literally, with the sass walk. Look at that sass walk. Sass walk.
Off we go.
We've talked to all 3 suspects, purely based on their conversations with me.
None of them sounded particularly suspicious.
I suppose that's to be expected, though. Anyway, even though we didn't make a break...
But where should we start?
Jacques' motif.
Right! Flora mentioned that Callus probably only ended up with the gun because of circumstance. That makes sense.
According to Jacques' family members, he already told them that he had been discovered, and that he had no choice before he left home that day. If I had to guess, he probably received an order from the synth boss to kill my father. Had he refused, he and his family's lives would have been forfeit.
So, Jacques fired the first shot?
I wouldn't have fired a shot at all.
Oh? And why is that?
Could he guarantee his family's safety? After killing Callus.
Jacques probably already knew that he was just being used as a tool for murder. And once he had completed his mission, he'd be of no more use to his boss.
So, what would make more sense from his perspective would be to turn his back on the Order and seek protection from my father.
Third person derailed them all.
But without evidence, that's still just a theory. Besides Jacques, the attack from the Gardamex has been bothering me quite a bit as well. It's obvious that our enemy has become more antsy after the secret of the primordial seawater was revealed.
Do you think he knew, even then, that we'd follow this lead to the end?
Given everything that's happened since, it's quite possible. But who among the 3 suspects would have the ability to control privately owned Gardamex?
What do you think, Lily? Florent is too safe. Theory can control them, but he said it's a private party that's rich, and it's Marcel. And also, Marcel said a gunshot, not 2 gunshots.
Uncle Marcel? My father did really trust him. And they worked together on a large number of projects. Maybe that's how he got to know Jacques. And with funds from the Confrérie, he could also afford a large number of Gardamex. It's still really hard for me to imagine, though. After all, Uncle Marcel has been around since I was just a child. Also, wouldn't this mean he has been spending a whole lot of mora and energy to fight his own synth business?
Oh, theory.
Thierry, you say?
Thierry.
It is possible that he's figured out a way to convert the Gardamex for personal use. But I didn't feel like he was lying when he was talking to us about the mecha. I also don't think he'd be able to keep that kind of tampering under wraps.
Yeah. Had he actually tampered with the mecha, we'd be able to prove it with a simple check of the guard's inventory. If the mecha were taken from the guards, it should be pretty easy to find out when and how that...
Last one.
Florent? It is true that he was closest to my father, but as Spina di Rosula's advisor, his work mostly deals with personnel and security, so he shouldn't have much means when it comes to finances.
So you're saying he's too broke to afford a mecha army?
Exactly. He can't. And even if he could, I don't think he would be able to dispatch a whole group so quickly. Who could it be?
Are you sure about that, Lily? It says irrelevant. If it's irrelevant, that means it's not it. Yeah, but look, it says irrelevant. You can't click on it. Which of the three suspects most likely that committed a crime? So he was here in the banquet hall. Marcel was inside. It says Marcel was inside. In theory, is the person. So he was. I feel like it's Marcel. Can it? You think it's Marcel?
You know, if you think everything through, Uncle Marcel is indeed the most suspicious of them all.
Could we be missing other suspects? Malus didn't know about the people turning into water thing when he narrowed it down to these three, did he?
Malus has always been very reliable, and his judgment of others' trustworthiness has been fair and well considered. When he laid out his case for the three, the rationale he gave me made a lot of sense as well. The suspect is knowledgeable about the Spina's internal affairs, has the means to dispatch Mecha to assassinate us, and possesses significant intellect and foresight. Even if I don't want to believe it, I'm starting to see how things could all tie back to Uncle Marcel.
Well, we still have another trump card on top of all the theorizing and speculating.
Yes, Malus did say that charging straight in there would be extremely risky. But we don't have any other options right now.
Gotta go in.
We need far more solid proof before we can hope to go charging in on our enemy.
Navia, here you are.
There's Thierry.
I've been looking for you.
Huh? Aren't you the guy from the guards? Did something happen?
Yeah. News came from Irenaeus just after you left. We've got another trial on our hands.
Another?
Wasn't that place built specifically for holding trials? What's so newsworthy about this one?
I know. But they said the person they're putting on trial is a Fatui harbinger called Tartaglia.
Child?
What? Is that someone you know?
Yeah, we know him. Maybe even a little too well.
Well, he's been accused of being the true culprit behind the serial disappearances case. It's absurd, don't you think?
Wait, how? None of our—
That's what I thought was strange about it. So, if the charge against him stands, then it'll be next to impossible to get the guards to support any of our planned investigations.
Right. Because they'll think they've already found the culprit.
Yeah. And it'll be a lot harder.
I understand. Huh? Split up? What do you mean? Since this is a trial about the serial disappearances case, the culprit's attention will be focused on Irenaeus, leaving his home base wide open. You're right. This is our best opportunity. All right then. I won't have any chance of making that charge stick though, unless we find more evidence. It'll be up to you to make it back in time and hand the decisive evidence to me.
Don't tie me, please.
Demoiselle, please allow us to accompany you.
I'm ready.
Ah, Malus, Silver. When did you two get here?
They're ninjas.
We heard that you'll be leaving Poisson and figured that you might require our assistance.
Lily, I feel like it's a ruse. Because, you know, who else is in Fontaine currently? We have the child, Tartaglia, but we also have another Harbinger here, too, who has an orphanage. Yep, we have the knave, and her task is trying to save Fontaine, so she's perhaps using child as a blocker, you know, to delay the truth, and delay the false, and bring out the truth more.
It's our hope that your confidence will be bolstered with the two of us by your side.
Thank you so much. Then, let's make haste for Irenaeus. Paimon, Traveler, I'll see you at the Opera House.
See you then!
Alright. Let me teleport there.
Now that Navia has set out Aranias, we should also get going. The location...
Mail? Oh, chessmates are hard to find. I forgot, it's Ningguang's birthday. Because the day changed. She's getting into TCG.
Huh. According to Malusa's info, the synth production base is underwater. Let's go and try to find the entrance.
Underwater! There we go. I get that. Grab! Oh, I love the swimming. Oh, Chesto. Oh.
Finally found it! Huh. So this is the entrance that leads to the synth production base. It sure doesn't seem out of the ordinary at all. Ah, you're right. An important place like this is bound to have a ton of protective measures and mechanisms. Navia's probably arguing up a storm right now to stall for us.
Hmm. Meanwhile, inside the opera Epilicence, are we gonna play as Nadia? Are we gonna play as Nadia? Or is it gonna be
appear that I must repeat my question again, Mr. Tartaglia. Do you accept the charge that you are the true culprit behind the serial disappearances case?
To be perfectly honest, I don't understand your country's complicated court system, or the reason why I'm being charged with something I've never even heard of. However, I did hear that people who have been charged can choose to participate in a duel to clear their name. Is that right? In which case, as long as I accept the charge, I can have an all-out fight with that champion duelist Clorend, right?
That's what he wants. He wants to fight Clorend. He's obsessed with it.
I've got to admit, that's one of the most enticing offers I've ever received. When I privately sparred with her last time, she was obviously holding back. Real disappointing.
Hey! Don't you understand? You're currently the prime suspect for a major case. This isn't the place for you to be looking for fights.
Oh? Sounds like the Hydro Archon wants to lecture me on the ways of the Opera House. Then why don't you duel me too? I'm the kind of student that learns best in the heat of battle.
No. That's not what I meant.
Alas, it would appear that communication with the defendant is going poorly, and we have made very little progress. In that case, let me explain everything from the very beginning again. The goal of this trial is to determine the culprit behind the serial disappearances case.
That case had nothing to do with him. You've got the wrong man. Huh? What's going on?
Why is she interjecting again?
I told you it couldn't be one of the Fatui Harbingers.
Miss Navia, this is the second time you've interrupted the court proceedings. I only tolerated your behavior last time, but that was an exception rather than standard court protocol.
Oh, please. Did you ever think I had any respect for this place's pointless theatrics? We can put that discussion aside for now. I'm not here to argue with you. I'm here to charge the true culprit behind the serial disappearances case. And if my charges prove true, then Tartaglia here will be proven innocent by default, correct?
Oh. A young lady has charged in and offered to clear my name. How fascinating. Well, I'd gotten half bored to death by all these rules and procedures anyway. So I'll take you up on that offer.
You literally screamed me out, "Hey girly, hold still."
So, Your Honor, is there nothing else for me to do now?
You may take a seat for now in the audience. But that doesn't mean the suspicions against you have been lifted.
Is it bad that I cosplayed as him?
Now, Miss Navia, who is the person you would like to charge instead?
That person is...
This? This. Marcel!
The head of Confrérie of Cabriere!
Oh, Jesus.
Huh? What confrérie? Never heard of them in my life.
I've heard of them, but weren't they Spina di Rosula's sister organization?
Yeah. These are like rich people too in Fontaine. They're in the audience.
The enemies type situation?
Please let me remind you, Miss Navia, that charging someone is an incredibly serious matter. Committing to the charge also means taking on the legal responsibilities associated with it. And if the charge fails, depending on the circumstances, you may also be charged with the crime of making a false accusation.
Yes.
In that case, I declare the charge to be valid. Miss Navia and attorneys, please take your places on the court. Members of the guards, please contact Mr. Marcel right away so that he may stand trial. Mr. Marcel, you will not require an attorney. Is that correct?
Apologies. It all just happened so quickly. I still haven't figured out what's going on. I think an attorney won't be necessary. This is probably just a misunderstanding between me and Navia.
Very well. In that case, since both sides have now arrived, Miss Navia, please present your charges.
I would like to take everyone back to 3 years ago, to the case of Callus the Unfaithful. Only through elucidating what really happened in that case can we connect all the dots for the serial disappearances case.
Navia, do you really think that I was the one who killed your father? Come on, why would I do that? Callus was my benefactor, and remember both you and I only ran to the scene when we heard the sound of a gun.
Of a gun.
If that's enough to make me a suspect, wouldn't that make everyone at that banquet a suspect as well?
I think there's no point in getting into the specifics right now. The audience doesn't even have the big picture yet.
Exactly correct, Your Honor. I must refresh everyone's memory about that case before I can explain my charge and reasoning.
I see. In which case, I will recount the findings about that case as originally recorded by Maison Gardiennage.
Oh, great.
On the day of the murder, Spina di Rosula hosted a large banquet in a countryside estate owned by the Confrérie of Cabriere. During the banquet, all attending guests heard 2 gunshots from the courtyard. When the guests arrived at the scene, they found the primary suspect, Callus, holding a gun, while his acquaintance, Jacques, lay dead from a gunshot wound.
Jacques a blonde.
The guards' investigation did not recover any other firearms from the scene. As a result, they concluded that the suspect's first shot must have missed, while the second must have taken Jacques' life. The suspect did not dispute this conclusion, and also declined to defend himself in court. Instead, he chose to prove his innocence through a duel.
I just know Navia's dad is hot. In that scene. The eye patch and the hair.
Callus was defeated by champion duelist Clarand in the ensuing duel, and soon succumbed to the injuries.
Yeah, I would.
These are the known facts about the case.
Where's the wrong ones?
The one with the motive to kill was Jacques, not my father. And even so, in truth, after that, the true culprit turned the third person into water. Thank you for the summary, Your Honor. However, we should revisit the case now that we've gained new information about the abilities of water from the primordial sea.
There we go. This is gonna be bad. Owned by the Confrérie Cabriere. So... Nope. There only 2 gunshots from the course. We had a motive kill. Jacques first kill. Is that really true? Is it that one?
This assassin first shot Jacques, then turned to shoot Callus, only for Callus to wrestle the gun from him and kill him instead.
Okay. So it's not this one because you see no blue. So if you see the blue text, that means there's loopholes. Is it this?
A pile of clothing was found at the scene. The guards once believed they were used by Jacques as a costume to disguise himself. But since it was raining that day, the culprit was confident that they could use the rain to wash away all traces of their dissolved accomplice.
It's just the first two. It's not this guy. Not the water. It's not that. Nope. There we go.
Testimony of the victim's family confirms that Jacques had thoughts of assassinating Callus when he set out for the banquet. However, unfortunately for Jacques, the true culprit had already considered this possibility and had sent out another assassin.
There we go.
Realizing this, the true culprit caused the hired assassin to dissolve into water, leading everyone to believe Callus was responsible for Jacques' murder. This is the true version of events.
It's super confusing, but yes.
So that's what happened. Wait, you're telling me something as dangerous as water from the primordial sea has been used for all these years?
What a great theory. It also explains Callus's and Jacques' respective motives. I guess they didn't shoot each other after all.
Mr. Marcel, you are the one being charged with the crime. You should provide a rebuttal if you wish to prove your innocence.
But I think I agree with everything Navia just said.
Then, may I ask some questions? In my opinion, we primarily need to determine two things. One, do you have the evidence to back up your claims?
I'm afraid not. Boo! I may not have the evidence with me, but I know where I could go to collect it. If we look up the deserted clothes against a record of people who went missing around the same time, we should be able to find a match. Considering the serial disappearances case, the guards probably kept careful records of all missing persons from around that time, regardless of age or gender.
That makes sense to me. Monsieur Neuvillette, I would consider this to be a reasonable investigative direction.
Why do I feel like Farina's acting a little differently today?
I think she has dual personalities, that's why.
Maybe she's scared of embarrassing herself again?
Alternatively, she's become more diligent after charging an innocent citizen in the last trial.
My second question has to do with the ensuing duel. If the truth is indeed as you described, then why didn't Mr. Callus explain himself in court? If he had testified that a person had been dissolved, he could have at least mounted a defense.
I've thought about this too, and the answer is actually pretty simple. He felt there were things that were more important to him. The dissolving power of water from the primordial sea is an important secret for the true culprit of the serial disappearances case. My father could have exposed it for all to see, but he chose to take it to the grave. At that time, Spina di Rosula was in dire straits, and his reputation had already been shattered. He had no guarantee that going forward with the truth would allow the culprit to be brought to justice. What was certain, however, was that it would paint a gigantic target on my back.
Boss once told me that Demoiselle had already been selected as the next target of the serial disappearances case.
What?
Dun-dun-dun.
If the secret had gotten out, the culprit would have fought an all-out war with Espina right there and then. I wouldn't have been the only one in danger. All of us would have stood to lose our lives. Of course, the guards might eventually figure out the truth of the matter, and determined that we were in the right. But what good would that do? How can a hollow verdict protect anyone? Had this opera house ever given my father any kind of confidence in its brand of justice, Spina di Rosula would have had no reason to exist. But by staying silent, we retained the ability to deter our opponents and continue the stalemate. I was able to become Spina di Rosula's president, which made me harder to target, as well as giving me more time to grow and learn. And once I have figured out the truth and stepped up to the challenge, I will do what this opera house cannot, and restore my father's truth and honor back to him.
So, you mean to say, your father intended to die in the duelist's ring?
That's right.
Do you have any proof?
Of course. All you need is to ask his opponent, Clarand.
Dun dun dun.
I don't need your apology, your guilt, or your support from the shadows. You don't have to do anything for my sake. But since he entrusted his will to you, Clarand, you should tell us the truth about his sacrifice.
So, during the duel, did you believe that Callus was intending to die?
Yes, I did. As a champion duelist, I've fought many battles and taken a countless number of dishonored lives. In my line of work, I've seen all kinds of people give their all for the faintest hope to continue living. Some were determined, others passionate, and some even manic and twisted. Just one look and I can tell if a duelist is hoping to live or if they're looking to die. I hereby swear on my name and honor as a champion duelist that Mr. Callus never intended to leave the ring alive.
Since that's your testimony, I have no more questions. It appears there really are good grounds to reopen this case.
I concur. However, Miss Navia, you still have not explained the link between your father's case and the serial disappearances case.
Right? What she said was fascinating, but...
Wait, weren't they just talking about the serial disappearances case?
Of course, Your Honor. The two cases are connected via a matter of timing. In my father's case, the culprit intended to kill both Jacques and Callus. As a result, they planned to act after hearing 2 gunshots. And at the end of Linny's trial, the culprit also only dissolved the victim in front of everyone because they realized they were at risk of being identified. The culprit could only time their actions so precisely if they were already at the scene. Coincidentally, Marcel attended both the banquet and the trial.
So that's why you suspected me. I'm used to it, though. You've always been an impulsive and sentimental child, Navia. It's one of your most endearing traits.
No need to appeal to pathos.
I won't try to refute your points one by one, but even if everything you just said was true, can you prove that I was the only person present at both events? On top of that, does a person have to be physically present to control the timing? Can't someone remotely monitor the place?
Know what she can say to that.
I know that even with that, you might still think you can reduce the list of suspects with some further investigations, until I'm the only one left on the list. Alas, who won't feel at least a little hurt by an accusation of murder from a girl you see as your own daughter? But if I were to dismiss this completely, you'd also think I'm not being considerate of your feelings. Do you know what the biggest flaw in your reasoning is?
I suppose you're gonna tell me anyways.
It's timing again. I'm a businessman by trade. From that standpoint, there's no reason for me to kidnap young women. It's a high-risk action with nothing to gain. In addition, I left my home in Snezhnaya when I was young to come to Poisson and work in some trade. My business only thrived when I received Callus's patronage.
He's a Snezhnayan.
But the disappearances began before I ever stepped foot in Fontaine.
I do apologize, demoiselle. This...
No.
Is there anything else you'd like to say? You can also take a look at my border entry records, or ask my friends and family when I left Snezhnaya for the first time. Could those records and testimonies do something?
He could not be a Fatui. He could be a sacred group.
Seems like she got the wrong guy.
At this rate, Navia will be convicted for falsely accusing him.
I think you've done a superb job of dissecting your father's feelings but aren't you going against all of his wishes? He wished for you to become more rational, collected, and conscientious. Once you've learned to be more considerate of others' feelings and to stop rushing headlong into things, you'd have met most of his expectations.
This isn't just about me, and it never has been. The biggest difference between me and the rest of the victims is that I still have the ability to search for the truth. While that same agency has long been taken from them, the people whose families were destroyed by synth abuse, the people who lost their loved ones to the serial disappearances, and the people who suffered tragic ends due to their sense of justice. Many people's images are flashing before my eyes. I'm sure some are coming to those of you in the audience as well. And whose image do you see, Marcel? Is it a man named Vache?
He reacted.
Oh, so you do know that name.
I'm merely surprised you'd suddenly say the name of someone I've never even heard of.
Lie! He reacted.
I was waiting for you to say that.
He knows. He reacted. That means he knows who Vache is. Swim. What's that this? Oh. Yeah. The name on that is gonna die. Yep. Put my Tsunari. Kazu. Evil!
Time to go.
Let's light it up!
Done.
Whoa! The floor is going up! Is it because of this mechanism in the middle? That guy really prepared a lot of stuff for this place.
Should hear a sound in Japanese. Justo.
Paimon thinks we need to go up, but Paimon doesn't see a way. Let's take a look around. Maybe we'll find a hidden mechanism that'll show us the way up.
It's underwater. It's this. It's a statue of a god? This is a cool mechanism. It's like the Mad Hatter.
The water level is rising. Now we can swim to the top.
It might be the old Hydro Archon.
This is still a ways away from where we need to go.
Doggies.
Into the wind. One with the force.
I'm going in!
Brace yourself. This is gonna hurt. Clouds high. The birds come. Can't see. Who do you think? I hear everything. One with nature.
I think. Underwater.
Now the path is clear. Let's go.
So, looking at these mechanisms and stuff, they remind me of the, was it? It reminds me of Conria. I don't know why. Like all these, like, tech. Chesto. Oh god. I'm getting Hogwarts vibes from this. Hogwarts Legacy vibes.
No time to lose.
The wind knows it.
Let's light it up!
One with the force. Shouldn't let your guard down.
Teamwork is dreamwork!
One with nature. No time to lose. Brace yourself. This is gonna hurt. No time to lose. I could get used to this.
After all that, we finally made it to the innermost sanctum.
Goop.
Though, as expected, the mastermind isn't here.
He's being charged by Navi as we speak.
That's right. Then let's hurry up and find some evidence so we can get back to the Opera House and help Navia.
Time to steal.
What's all this? It's a bunch of really cute things. Pink accessories, a hair tie, a necklace, even a makeup box. Oh, Paimon sees it too, but why are all these cute things labeled with different girls' names? Huh? You mean the girls from the serial disappearances? They were brought here?
Yeah, you're probably touching someone's dead clothes.
And then they were turned into water. And all the boxes of things. These names. That means... Oh, this is terrible.
We just found a chest full of the clothing of the people that died. They turned to water, you know? See, missing people possessions. All with their names. It says final stop on them. That's all the victims. I don't like this dark goop here. It's very sus. Here's the bookshelf.
Let's see what's written here. Nothing escapes Detective Paimon's eyes. Callus. Navia's father. Oh, this seems to be an investigation report on him. Yep, it's about finding someone to assassinate Jacques and Callus because of a lack of confidence that Jacques himself would go through with it. This should prove the existence of the third person, right?
Yep.
We still have not determined the exact content. The old dog's a real menace to deal with. Even if he abides by the promise, he can act whenever he wants to make our lives miserable. I concur. Let's send someone to kill him. He won't declare war as long as we don't touch Navia. Oh, seems like we've got a bunch of correspondence between the higher-ups. They're all...
So someone did suggest don't threaten Navia. Could it incurred the wrath of her father. Oh look, more bodies. And this is the water.
Whoa! There's so much synth here! And so many bottles of ingredients that probably just contain the waters of the primordial sea. Mixing in progress. Ready to drink? Stock sample? Whoa! There's even fruit-flavored synth? Yep, it's super obvious.
So that's the murder weapon right there. And right here.
What's this over here? Looks like some kind of place for research. Experiment number 16 aims to verify Jacob Ingold's research conclusions on the primordial sea and use his theory as a foundation to achieve a breakthrough.
So if you don't know, Jacob's the person that died in the first trial. He was actually the murderer that got killed in his own plan to kill the person that was in the box during Linnea's show. So instead of the sailor, yeah, in the magic show. So instead of the sailor, it was the thief from Mondstadt that took his ticket, and she was in his spot. So that Mondstadt thief was actually, since she was a Mondstadter, she didn't melt because she's not from Fontaine. And she threw him in the crate, not knowing that if she was a Fontaine, she would melt it, and then the giant water tank would crush the box where you would be no evidence of the death. She just have clothes on the ground, that's it. But she's a Mondstadter, so he died instead.
The experiment was a failure. No individual managed to resurface from the water from the primordial sea. Female specimens 22, 23, and 24 were dissolved.
Are you kidding me, Paimon?
Sorry, Traveler. Paimon will try her best. It's just that Paimon's never read something so scary before.
You met Mech. Something so scary before. You met Miko from Inazuma, and she's scary.
How can someone write something that terrible in such a matter-of-fact tone? You read the rest. Paimon's too scared to keep going. So that's why he did all of these experiments. Wait, did he really think he'd be able to find a way just by dissolving people over and over? That's just insane!
Bashir.
Isn't that the name you heard by the fountain? Paimon thought he was an eyewitness in the serial disappearances case.
He is the researcher.
You mean Vache is the one who did all of these... experiments?
And the voice I heard from the fountain was Visionaire.
So that's it! Vache was no victim, but personally took his lover and... No, that's not it either! If that's the case, why would he want people to resurface from the water? In any case, Paimon will write it all down.
So sus about this thing in the center.
Oh, look! There's an important-looking basin over here, and it's full of water! That means this is where they make all the synth! If you dilute it with normal water, you'll get synth, but the pure stuff can dissolve a human! Paimon will take notes on this incriminating evidence!
And it's right by the entire bloody city of Fontaine. You just noticed that? The ocean, it was like her spirit form.
Everything here, and it seems like our theories were spot on, but...
So that ocean it was using was just like the body, you know, you can't really speak to a spirit, you know, an orb, because it looks dumb. So they made it like an ocean.
Yeah, we haven't found anything that reveals his true identity. No wonder even Neuvillette wasn't able to find anything. Whoever whatever it is. That way, even if we bring all this back to the opera, we won't be able to identify. Sure thing. Paimon won't admit defeat to this guy either.
Yeah, she was human. There has to be something around here. Examine that table again. Nope. Nope. Perhaps. You know, like a Romeo and Juliet. What if her name is on one of these chests? Just notice.
Nothing at all. And Paimon can't even find snacks either.
Damn it, Paimon. You black hole of food.
Whoa, really? Let Paimon see. Vinier. Isn't that Vache's lover's name? Then you found her diary. Let's see. Aw. It's just a normal diary chronicling their love story. She was so sweet, too. Oh, Paimon feels even worse for her now.
Lily, the second choice is she made a list of baby names.
So many! A whole page's worth! But they're all crossed out. Was she unhappy with all of them? The final name she decided on was Marcel. Wait, but Marcel's pretty old. Has this case been going on for so long that he's Vache and Vinier's grown son? Hey! Paimon still hasn't figured it out.
Or probably Marcel is Vache himself. And Marcel is the name of their child.
Whose image do you see, Marcel? Is it a man named Vache? Oh, so you do know that name.
I'm merely surprised you'd suddenly say the name of someone I've never even heard of.
I was waiting for you to say that.
Navia! We're back!
As expected of my partner.
Just how often do you intend to flout the rules of this court?
Stop being angry, Hydro Daddy. Lily, he looks angry. He's gonna step on you.
It's all right, Monsieur Nervalette. Given their confidence, I expect they've found the crucial evidence.
So you never heard of Vache? It's this book.
But the truth of it, Marcel, is that you've always been Vache.
The point.
Huh?
We've investigated your lair and we already know everything. After your lover, Vinier, was dissolved, you kept abducting young women to experiment on the hopes of bringing her back to you. You even created Marcel as a new identity and destroyed all records of your past as Vache.
So that's it. Even the villains in opera performances rarely go that far. And with that, Marcel's motive has now been established.
This information regarding your past also dismantles your prior timing defense. Well, Marcel, do you know where you went wrong? You fixated your gaze on the lover that passed away, instead of paying attention to the living people around you. So, you never noticed how we changed, or how we grew as individuals.
You also never understood Boss's real expectations for his daughter.
Or our determination to see things through.
Your determination.
I knew it.
Mr. Marcel, please speak up now if you would like to defend yourself. Otherwise, the trial will move on to the next stage.
Do you really think I wanted to do any of this? Pay attention to you. What for? Have you ever paid attention to me? Ever empathized with my pain? Ever known how it feels to watch the love of your life dissolve right in front of your eyes? No one helped me. No one even believed me. All those decades ago, even the officers from the Maison Gardiennage were laughing at me. They said there's no way a human being can turn into water. So I must have gone mad from grief. Vignier's death was brushed away by all of you as if it didn't matter at all. Well, now you know, don't you? Ha! Well, it's too late now. All those who were dissolved are gone forever. You only have yourselves to blame. You set up this ornate opera house in pursuit of your so-called justice, your beloved drama, while turning a blind eye to the suffering of the people. Vignier is dead. We promised each other that we would always be together. Wherever she goes, I will follow. But I'm not from this blasted place, so I can't be dissolved, no matter what I do.
Oh god.
Hey, is that water from the primordial sea that he's drinking?
He drank a jug.
I can't dissolve! Can't dissolve! Can't dissolve!
Oh.
Do you all see? I can't go, I can't follow. So if I can't go where she is, what choice do I have but to try to bring her back? I did all of that, and in the end, that accursed Callus still got the better of me. I spent my entire life living on pins and needles, only to get stabbed by his idiot daughter at the very end.
The suspect is exhibiting signs of mental distress. Guards, please restrain him.
Don't touch me! Don't anybody come near me! I still need to save Vignier. I promise. We made a promise.
He has the primordial water. Careful, that's a weapon.
Vignier! Vignier! Please, Vignier! Don't think badly of me. All I want to do is fulfill our promise.
At this point, the verdict of this trial is clear. With Mr. Marcel's conviction, the charges against Mr. Tartaglia no longer have any basis.
Fine by me. I was in a bad mood, but after a show like that, I'm actually feeling pretty good.
Traveler, please submit all the evidence you have collected to the guards, so that I might review and summarize the truth behind the serial disappearances case. The man now known as Marcel was originally named Vacher and worked as an adventurer with his partner and lover Vignier. During an underwater expedition, Vignier accidentally came into contact with water from the primordial sea and was dissolved in front of Vacher as a result. Vacher learned of the primordial water's existence through the work of others and began to kidnap young women for research, with the goal of discovering a method to restore Vignier back to life. To cover his tracks, he invented the new alias of Marcel and began to operate a business in Poisson.
Actually, that would make sense, because he opened a beauty shop for women. Young women, like Renee, you know? That actually makes sense if you think about it. He opens a beauty shop with, you know, clothing, jewelry, and stuff for women. And all the women that disappeared, all the people that disappeared are women.
During the course of his research, Vacher discovered that a diluted concoction of water from the primordial sea can induce feelings of euphoria, and began to manufacture and market synth. However, as he accumulated wealth to fund his continued research and expanded the scope, he came into conflict with Spina di Rosula. After exchanging blows with Spina di Rosula for many years, Vacher decided to assassinate their president Callus at a banquet. Although the assassination did not go as Vacher expected, he was able to turn Callus into the murder suspect by dissolving the assassin he sent to the scene. And just recently, Vacher attempted to frame Linny as the culprit of the serial disappearances case, using a similar method. However, his attempt to frame Linny failed, and the power of water from the primordial sea became public knowledge. This case also exposed enough of Vacher's machinations that he was eventually successfully charged in court. Thus concludes the enigmatic history of the serial disappearances case, with the truth revealed to all.
Why didn't the child in here?
The Oratrice will now deliver the final verdict regarding the charges against Mr. Vacher.
And there's the energy for the city Fontaine right there.
According to the judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale, Mr. Vacher is guilty.
Guards! Take Vacher away.
Make sure you take all the real water away.
With that, the serial disappearances case is over now.
We really just witnessed history. Who would have thought the true culprit would be such a polite and well-spoken guy?
Yippee! We have now. He's hurt so many innocent people, and now he's finally getting what he deserves. Huh? Are you okay?
Demoiselle, you were absolutely brilliant.
The day our late boss had always hoped for has finally come. You can rest easy now, knowing justice has been served.
Yeah. Yeah. It's finally over. It's all thanks to you guys. And my partner. See, Papa? Spina di Rosula's still doing well with me at the helm.
Well now, hasn't this been a most delicious piece of drama? The villain has been caught, justice has been served, past wrongs have been righted. Since it's been such a great show, I'll just let the false accusations against me slide. Either way, I've still got some business to attend to. So, if you'll excuse me...
You want your vision
Please
back?
wait just one moment, Mr. Tartaglia.
Ugh, what now? None of this has anything to do with me.
According to court protocol, since this trial was initiated due to a charge against you, a verdict must also be made regarding the initial charge before the trial can conclude.
Oh, come on. Is this really necessary? Haven't you already caught the real criminal? Isn't it time for side characters like me to exit stage left?
Please respect the laws of Fontaine. This has always been the rule.
All right, but this sure is a lot of hassle. All I need to do is stand over there, right? Let's just get this over with.
Through evidence presented in the public trial that was just held, it has been established that Mr. Tartaglia has no direct connection to the serial disappearances case. The guilty party has been identified, and thus it is logical to suppose Mr. Tartaglia is innocent of the charges. We now turn to the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale to render the final verdict on the charges.
They're so obsessed with that machine, it's ridiculous.
According to the judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale, Mr. Tartaglia is...
guilty?
Guilty.
What?
Hey! That's not funny! Didn't you just say I'm supposed to be innocent? What's with this verdict? Is your justice machine malfunctioning?
Huh? This has never happened before. The Oratrice actually returned a different verdict from the Chief Justice.
Dun dun dun.
I mean, have you ever heard of an innocent Fatui Harbinger? Do you think the Oratrice might have just convicted him on general principle?
But weren't the charges about the serial disappearances case? No matter what else he's guilty of, it shouldn't affect the verdict in this case, right?
The judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale is, by law, the final verdict of the court. We must accept the guilty verdict.
This is what I say, like, it's so weird that this machine that they trust for judgment, they're like baby, like obsessed with it, like umbilical cord attached to it. Like Sumeru with the little earpiece.
Guards, please take the suspect into custody per court protocol.
Set a third trial. It's ready.
So this is how justice is done in Fontaine. What a joke. You've got your rules. Well, I've got mine too!
Shink. He attacked! Water Daddy attacked!
I am sorry. If you have been wronged, we will find the truth. But the rules of the court must be upheld.
Water Daddy stepped on him.
Hey, Monsieur Novelette, what's going on? Shouldn't they have been cleared already?
Apologies. This is also the first time I've encountered such a situation. However, according to the rules established at the conception of Fontaine's court system, the Oratrice's judgment is the final verdict of the court. All I do is follow court procedure. As for why the Oratrice arrived at the conclusion it did, you should probably ask someone more knowledgeable than me.
Why are you looking at me? I had nothing to do with it! I don't know what happened there either! Hey, stop staring at me!
What does Lady Farina mean by that?
She says she has no idea either, but that's impossible. Didn't she create the Oratrice herself?
Perhaps.
So are the verdicts reliable or not? Can results like this really be called justice?
There's the problem with Fontaine there.
My dearest citizens,
Ooh,
did you
viewpoint.
really think we'd allow an incorrect verdict to be handed out in this court? Don't tell me. You thought even I had been blindsided by the Oratrice's result.
But the way she looked just now, it was pretty obvious she had no idea what was going on.
However, given the state of things, I shall give you an explanation. And, of course, for every performance, there is a script. If you thought Child had nothing to do with the serial disappearances case, everything he's done, not to mention the danger he poses, are beyond ordinary comprehension and completely unforgivable. All shall be revealed in time. Now, having said that, although I hate to leave things hanging...
So she chose to make her escape after all, did she?
So you're saying we shouldn't put much stock into what she just said?
Yes.
She probably just put on that performance to save face. As for the truth, it's unlikely that she actually has any idea. However, please be assured that I will continue to investigate this case in a personal capacity. Just as I promised, if the judgment has been incorrect, we will do our utmost to clear his name.
All right. Even though we feel pretty badly for him, we'll take your word for it for now. After all, he's done plenty of bad stuff, so he should have known he'd go to prison someday, right?
Excuse me. I don't like this. He's like right there in my face, staring at me. I don't like this.
Monsieur Neuvillette, that power you showed when you took him down. Who are you really?
I'm the Chief Justice of Fontaine, of course. If officers of the law lack the strength and capability to enforce it, then it makes a mockery of justice.
That's it? Okay. Is there anybody you can speak to? Nope. He's Hydro Dragon Daddy. Get it right. He's a dragon like Zhongli. Which means honk honk, you know? Lenny face. Are we gonna tell him?
Hey, what are you doing? Quick, stop him! Traveler! Hey! Traveler!
Should we tell him?
Marcel! What are you doing over here?
Stop resisting arrest! Cease, or we'll add another charge to the list!
No, wait! I just want to ask the Traveler something. I'm not looking to run away. Please, just let me ask this one small thing.
He comes towards me.
Thank you. I was being led away when I finally realized something. Where did you first hear the name Vache? I erased all records of that name. So, unless...
We have to tell him.
Are you still trying to prove your innocence? Give it up. You've already been convicted.
I met her.
Really? You did? You're sure? You met her? But how could that be? How did you manage to do it? The Fountain of Lucine? Then she's been so close to me all along. And I just never... Please give me a chance to talk to her again. Just let the Traveler take me to the fountain to see her one last time.
What? Give an inch and you want to take a mile? Do you think serial killers get to make requests like that?
Paimon agrees!
This request, is it worth as much to you as your life?
Of course! Wait, no. It's worth even more than my life.
Humans. Will they betray the instinct to live just to satisfy spiritual needs? Very well. I will grant your request.
Your Honor, I fear that...
I will go with him. You do not need to worry about any escape.
In that case, I shall leave him in your most capable hands, Chief Justice.
Thank you.
Most likely. It's daytime in me face. Guard dog. It's nighttime again.
Is this the place? You said she's here, but what do I need to do to see her?
Yeah, and even Paimon could hear her after drinking that thing.
Vache.
In that case, Vache.
Ah!
Yes, that's it. So you heard it too.
Vinier, it's me, Vache.
Vache.
I'm here. Where are you, Vinier? I'm coming for you.
Hey, wait! Be careful! Hey, wait!
He went into the fountain.
Vinier, is that you? It's me, Vache. Vinier.
Vache. Why did you come? Didn't I say? You don't need to look for me. You look a lot older than I remember. How long has it been?
It's been more than 20 years. I've suffered for over 20 years since the day you left. All this time, only the thought of bringing you back has kept me alive. Nothing else mattered to me. I must be dreaming. Who would have thought I'd get the chance to tell you all of my feelings like this? Vinier, you are my everything. I really don't know how I could live without you.
But Vache, if you ask me, this world would be better off without you.
What are you saying?
She knows.
If not for you, I would have finished my law degree and probably become a top-tier attorney one day. If not for you, I would have continued to pursue my love of the arts, and my works would have been displayed in the Palais Mermonia itself. If not for you, I would at least have been able to take care of my mother. And she would not have grown old and died alone, with nothing but the tears on her cheeks. It's all because of your selfishness, Vache. It's all because of you.
Wait, you are not Vinier. Who are you?
You're right. I am not Vinier. I am the sacrifices.
It's all the women he killed combined.
Every woman who died by your hand, as our bodies dissolved, our consciousnesses flowed back to the primordial sea.
They became one.
Our thoughts circulated endlessly within the primordial sea, and we were no longer individuals. But we became one, just as streams of water come together in the sea. I'm Cressy. I'm Lemony. I'm Azine. The only one I am not is Vignier.
Why? But then, where is Vignier?
She doesn't want to see you anymore. Every tendril of her consciousness is avoiding you. This is what you get for your selfishness. Your selfishness robbed us of our lives and our futures. You said time and time again that you'd do any and everything for her. But did you ever consider whether she'd want to see you do the things that you did? If she would despise you for what you became? You are a liar, a heartless murderer, and a cowardly narcissist. The only thing you are not is Vignier's beloved. From the moment your first victim died and her consciousness merged with Vignier's, she has had nothing but pure hatred for you.
Sounds like a manga. An awesome manga. They want to lure Marcel here from the beginning.
No! Yeah! She can't hate me. Let me see her. Please! Have mercy!
You still don't understand. When I said don't look for me, that came from the real Vignier. She really doesn't want to see you anymore. But on top of that, she also said that because it's her final drop of pity for you. She said that because she knew that if you did come here, we will show no mercy to you.
They spawned.
Vache. Vache? Vache. 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 Vache.
Ah. It's Ghost.
Drown.
Oh my god. That is awesome. So his soul was stolen. His body dropped on the fountain.
Finally, we have some time to do shopping. Gosh, it's really been a long time since we've been able to relax.
Huh. Well met, partner. I knew something great was going to happen when I woke up in such a good mood today.
Even this weather can't put a damper on the demoiselle's mood.
It's a pleasure to see you both again.
Silver, you're like beta version of Kaya, please.
Oh, hey, Nadia! It's been a few days. Paimon's already started to miss you.
Penguins!
Oh, now that I believe. I'm easy to work with and always bring home the bacon. Who wouldn't treasure having a partner like me?
Sounds like you're really enjoying life these days, Navia. What have you been busy with since the trial?
It's just been one thing after the other. I've been making non-stop trips between Poisson and the courts in Sen. Everyone from Spina di Rosula organized a memorial for my father. We never held a memorial when he first died, since everyone knew that even if we held one back then, no one was going to come. This time, though, everyone in Poisson, and even many people from the court, all attended.
So his name's definitely been cleared now. That's what we like to hear.
It's been the dearest wish of Demoiselle all along.
That blasted stubborn fool. I was right to put my faith in him. I'm so glad I didn't give up on the case all those years ago. Oh, by the way, I ran into Charlotte just after I left the memorial service.
Oh, Charlotte, the first cryo woman catalyst.
Well, maybe it'd be more accurate to say I knew she would be there, and there was no way she'd just let me go.
It's the look how they act is what gets you. Like, when we first met Marcel, You know how you say, "Oh, my memory's been old and stuff." Like, are you sure?
Huh? So you know Charlotte too? The Charlotte? Journal?
Yeah, way back when I first became the president of the Spina di Rosula, she was all over me. Wouldn't take no for an answer.
That's a weird name I've ever seen. I'll bury you. No.
I believe the story was called The True Heart of Darkness, Secret Tales of the Yellow Rose. To be fair, though, it was a really flattering feature. So, we've been on pretty good terms ever since. She was trying to lean on our friendship to get me to do an exclusive piece on the serial disappearances case.
Oh yeah, she told us about that. She's always been...
Anyway, I told her to make sure that when she writes about you guys entering the opera house with the critical evidence...
Now that's a...
Oh, and in other news, I also took Clarand out for a meal.
Oh, are you two on better terms now?
They are.
While you were investigating Vache's headquarters, Clarand gave testimony on my father's behalf. It was thanks to her that we were able to turn the tide. I wanted to thank her. I mean, there's also no point in...
Oh, that's great. Paimon also thought Clarend wasn't actually a bad person. It's
She's a
always
good
good to have more friends.
Anyway, now that the case has finally been solved, perhaps it will slowly begin to fade from the public consciousness. Oh, actually, there's still one last thing I need to do.
What is it?
I should pay a visit to my father's grave and tell him the truth of what happened, as well as how it all ended. And on top of that, just how much people still look up to him to this day. That includes me, too.
Miss Navia.
Indeed.
We want to go too.
Sure thing. I'd like you to.
And in that case, everyone, let's be off.
Yeah, you're right.
I guess Neverlet's been crying tears of joy for a long time then.
This is where my father's grave is. To be perfectly honest, even I haven't been back here for a long time.
Huh? There's someone there already. Wait. That figure. It can't be...
You know who it is, right?
Isn't that Neverlet? Why would the Chief Justice be here? Huh? Navia?
My apologies. I should have asked before coming to pay my respects.
I say, is it awkward? I stepped on his grave before I even did his story quest while exploring. It was a mistake.
Don't say that.
Hey, I walked through like ruined battlefields in Inazuma. I don't know that I just bolted through a graveyard. That was like the graveyards back then. They were like parks back then. The graveyards.
Sorry about that.
Oh, I was trying to say there's no need for you to apologize. I wanted to show my father how much I've grown. But still, I doubt I've grown to the point that even the Chief Justice would feel compelled to apologize to me over and over.
In that case, I will stop apologizing for now.
You really could use some pointers on understanding human emotions, Monsieur Neuvillette. In any case, why did you come to Poisson?
Well, ever since that day, I've been turning a question over and over in my head. Just what is justice anyway? There was once a time when I didn't want to believe that there could be anything more important to humans than life itself. Oh, rather than that, it's probably more truthful to say I didn't believe humans were capable of resisting the most basic instinct of living things. That they could rebel against their own nature, or consider certain things to be more important than their own lives. Which is also why I didn't stop your father from beginning that fateful duel. I believed that a truly innocent man would never throw away his life like that. That there was nothing, should have been nothing more important than one's own continued survival. But Mr. Callus proved me utterly and decisively wrong. If not for his sacrifice, the serial disappearances case would have remained unsolved to this day. Mr. Callus made the choice he did for his daughter, for his associates, and for many people completely unrelated to him. And in the end, from a certain perspective, one could say that he did it all
Emotional
for the sake of
damage!
justice. A justice that's higher than life itself. So, you asked me why I came here. I just wanted to say my apologies to Mr. Callis in person. I should have noticed all of this much sooner. This regret has filled me with a sadness that has haunted me for days.
Explains the rain.
That high and mighty chair in the opera Epiclese indeed insulates one from many important things. Spina di Rosula, thank you so much for your hard work and perseverance.
So you're actually one of those types that's cold on the outside, but pretty thoughtful on the inside, huh? That reminds me of Silver, one of my guys.
Oh.
Sorry about that. Self-expression is not one of my strong suits.
Didn't I just say you don't need to apologize?
Ah, so Navia and Nervalette seem to have made their peace as well. Let's not disturb them for now. We can wait till after they're done.
Sure, just do the hum with what Fernet said. Hey, stop crying.
Paimon's never paid respects at someone's grave before. Did Paimon do anything rude there?
Well, you're not supposed to fly around someone's grave.
Huh? Oh, Paimon didn't know that was a thing. But Paimon doesn't know what she would do if she can't fly. Oh no. Paimon hopes Miss... Anyway, Nervalette is still standing around there. It's not often that we can catch him alone like this, so why don't we go talk to him for a bit? If we can't talk to...
He's just there, just standing on the high ground.
Oh, it's you two. Did Miss Navia invite you?
We ran into Navia on the streets today, so we just followed her here.
I see. Then is there something that I can help you with?
Well?
Please feel free. Though outsiders, you helped us solve one of the greatest mysteries in Fontaine, and it would be my pleasure to return the favor.
Perhaps there's more soon. The water.
So, at court, the bad guys referred to that special water as water from the primordial sea, but what is it really?
Truthfully, that name is already quite accurate. I can only surmise that Vacher and his ilk only learned of its nature and existence after extensive research. There used to be a special sea on the surface of this planet. The nature of its seawater was rather different from that of the sea we know today. Most of Tevat's life forms were first born in that special sea. You could say it nurtured much of the life on this planet.
Huh. So it really was where everything began. It makes sense to call it primordial then.
But today, the primordial sea no longer exists on the planet's surface. What Vacher discovered must have been some kind of special case, or a remnant from a truly ancient age.
Huh. So that's how it is. Oh, you really know everything, most...
Indeed. Why would the primordial sea, which was known to engender and nurture life, suddenly reverse itself and devour life instead? To be frank, that also doesn't match my understanding of this world and its laws. There must still be some unknown secrets around the people of this land. Is there anything else you'd like to ask me about?
Alright. Lily, I know when you get this scene, you literally have like one written and say, "Are you single?" This dragon.
That the sea levels will rise and everyone will be dissolved in water, leaving Farina crying alone on her throne, but the sins of the people will be finally washed away for good. Does that appropriately summarize the version you've heard?
That's right!
Technically it
It was
is.
Lenny that told us back then. And that about covers all the main points.
Actually, that's technically in the teapot. Lily, you can do that in the teapot. Because some people actually set up, like, virtual dates in the teapot with the characters.
Yes, up to the present, I think we reached a point where we have no choice but to confront this prophecy directly. Rumors have it that this prophecy is rooted in the last words the former Hydro Archon left to the world before she passed away.
A prophecy? Of the former Hydro Archon? Wow. This is the first time that we've ever heard of it.
No, not another person role playing it. No, like you place the character in a like dating like area, like scene. You just pop them there, and you're like right there, like technically dating.
2 parts of the prophecy have already proven correct: the rising sea levels and the ability of the people of Fontaine to be dissolved. We should be more vigilant and stay on the watch for further signs. Speaking of the prophecy, Farina has also always taken it quite seriously. Indeed, she has been collecting information and intelligence from across Tevat for this purpose. If the rumors were true, then perhaps this prophecy is the conundrum left to Farina by her predecessor.
But with Farina being the way she is, can we really trust her to solve it?
Is there anything else you'd like to ask me about? My apologies. My investigation has still not reached its conclusion. However, I still believe the judgment of the Oratrice was not rendered arbitrarily.
But you also said you thought he was innocent.
For many years, I have been quite aware that the Oratrice does not simply mechanically repeat the verdict that I give on each case. As a divinely created mechanism, the people's unified faith in the concept of justice is integrated into it. Not only can it produce the incredible power of indemnitium, but it likely also possesses other traits, such as self-awareness. Which is all to say, I have been prepared for a situation like this for a long time.
Attack it?
So when Lenny told us that he heard a human voice from the room where the Oratrice's core is stored...
I was not aware such a thing had occurred. Perhaps that could serve to prove my conjecture. I will add that to the list of items to investigate. In any case, I am inclined to believe that the Oratrice does have a methodology all its own. We just do not have enough information. Based on Farina's reaction, I doubt even she had any idea what was going on. She managed to bluff her way through it, though, with her time-tested twin tricks of bravado and drama. While we do intend to get to the bottom of this, for now, we regret to say that the Fatui Harbinger will just have to bide his time in the fortress of Meripede. If we did incorrectly convict him of crimes he did not commit, we will most certainly compensate him to the fullest extent allowed by the law.
If you ask Paimon, the only compensation he'll want is a no-holds-barred fight with you.
Is there anything else you'd like to ask me about?
It has to be, because she's the one that burned... She's the one that's in the background, too, of all this.
Your sibling? Another blonde-haired traveler? I'm sorry, but I've never seen anyone who matches that description. If she ever stepped foot in Fontaine, I'm sure she followed our laws to the letter, and had no reason to appear on the stage of the opera Epiclese. Is there anything else you'd like to ask me about? Very well. It was my honor to provide you with what answers I could. It will soon be time for me to leave this blissful tranquility be-
You really are super busy, Monsieur Neuvillette.
Crime and villainy do not have the day off, and so justice must work around the clock as well.
All right, you've got a point. Huh? Paimon just noticed that the rain has stopped.
Well, Paimon? So that's all up to date now. And he's gone. Then he has a story quest. I need to do this off cam. We got everyone else already readied up. Catherine, your phase, workshop staff, Charlotte.
So long as the audience thinks that seeing is believing, there's no limit to the number of tricks I can pull off.
was. And you had to experience it later on, too.
Lenny's magic shows are amazing! Paimon never would have guessed how he did it before he revealed his secret!
Hold on. I just thought of a magic trick.
Huh? You know how to do magic too?
Yep. I can make a big magician's hat float in the air and even make it move at my command.
Possibly.
Oh, really? Paimon just thought of a great way to deal with...
Well, Natlan's gonna be out probably next year, and... Well, Fontaine just came out. Can't remember the dates, because Sumeru came out in winter. So Natlan, the Fire Nation, is gonna probably come out next year, in the spring, perhaps. And yeah. Yep. I still want to see Varka, though. Like, all the name drop characters. I really want to see them.
Over here!
Shouldn't let your guard down. Bring it on.
Well, we already know one's already killed off already. Sonora's one.
No time to lose.
I feel like the other two, one of them's gonna be the Doctor, the Doctor. Third one might be Pierre. Number one, number two, and Sonora.
Now I just need to get my hands on the rest.
Well, Pataloni, he's just a banker, a rich baker man. Symbols. Light and darkness. Pretty far away for it, in my opinion. There we go.
Riptide! No time to lose.
I'm going in!
Brace yourself. This is gonna hurt. Who's next?
There you go. Yeah, it does sound like Link. But you remember the Harbingers, they have their own agendas, like, you know, we can get Child now, and there's rumors that the Knave will also join us on our journey, because her own mission is to save Fontaine. She doesn't care about Snezhnaya.
Guess this'll go into my magic pocket.
Because Lenny and Lynette are the children of quote-unquote the Nav. Let's see. So we need to go there. Yep. I've seen such spoilers from her. Ooh. Here's Armad. Oh dear, he has a lips. Hello, you too. My name is Ahmad. Alright, Daijoubu desu ka? Alright, well, a nice night. Lily. Hey, Carson. Bye.
Can we play Banker next time?
Ah, plushies. Penguins. Apparently these penguins are in Stashnaya.
Now disappear!
Arbonne. Oh, this is a fat gentleman. This is so annoying. Yes, very annoying. Doesn't this mean Lady Ferran will sit at the judge's table? Exactly. But who should sit at the judge's table? The justice, of course. And who is our justice chief? Monsieur Leviat, naturally. Oh my, well then. Is our dear Hydrocon sitting in Mr. Leviat's chair? Come on, tell me, what do you think Purple being judge think of that? Yes, most romantic. Mr. Eugene and Miss Paimon. Hey. Champion do this plan. Jeez. There's something a bridge here. I was curious if he couldn't shove me out of the way. He did. Don't mind the language. That. Smart. Are you so nervous? Nervous. Alright. Just click these. It's special. You know what? I need to go to the fountain. Fountain! Jesus. Equations are here. There we go. All the way to level 9. Excellente. They're mine. Oh. So I just need to chill here to hear Hydra Archons talk. It's a white doggy. Ooh, it's like a Labrador Retriever. This has to lead to the jail. Yeah, that's prison. Yeah, that's the prison. That's the prison, and this is the lab. Okay.
No time to lose. Yeah.
Too far away? Yeah. Yeah. That's not it. Also, this chest toad right here.
Now I just need to get my hands on the rest. No time to lose. No time to lose. Yeah.
Rabbit. It's very late for me, actually. I'm doing good. Just finished a Archon quest. I messed up. Yep, I enjoyed it. I get that. That one. That one. Okay. There we go.
Not bad. Not bad at all.
Yeah, I can't wait for the update. So that's the jail, I'm guessing. Because the research institute's over there. Ooh. It's above there. Oh yeah, you missed the Hydro Daddy.
No time to lose. Yeah.
Yeah, you miss all about Neverlet. You miss all that. Is that above? No. Into the water. There we go. Right. Ah, there it is. Yeah, so that's research area. This is the jail. I didn't really explore this area yet. Poissant. I'm so happy because I got Lene and Lynette and a Bennett all together, and then I got Lynette's bow. So I'm good. Yep. Yeah, I give Linnea the alley flash because it looks like her style sword. I'm happy I got everybody. I got everybody. Oh, I want Cryo Daddy. I want the Cryo Daddy Cerberus. Because he's a boxer. I've seen him how he attacks. And he is literally a dad because he has stickers on his weapon. I call this guy my brother. Oh god. What do you want me to do? Oh dear. I'm doing this on Sunday. Gizmos, Azure Dash, assuming it's test. Yep, I'm doing all this on Sunday. Go eat breakfast. Yeah.
Step right up.
I had to do that. I love doing that to the robot lady. So now I can do Fontaine quest if I wanted to. Hey Estelle.
Hey, isn't that Charlotte? We're always running into her.
Hello, Cryo Catalyst.
I see. So you believe that this warning letter was sent by the Phantom Weasel?
Hmm.
Absolutely. I've said it before and I'll say it again. The Phantom Weasel never acts as you expect. He must have faked his own death 10 years ago using a body double. Now that he's back, I'm sure the guards who worked on his case back in the day are in for a headache, but however this turns out in the end, the one thing it won't be is boring.
Couldn't agree more. As a journalist, I'm gonna get a lot of mileage out of this one. Thank you, sir, for your time. Now, whom should I interview next? Huh? Hey! What a coincidence! Fancy meeting you here!
Just nyaalam.
Timing. So, the Phantom Weasel's latest warning letter. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, this is the first time we're hearing of this.
Huh? Oh, sorry. Well, not to worry. You're in good hands because 10 or so years ago, a phantom thief became active in the court of Fontaine. Known only as the Weasel. Nobody knew his true identity, and the authorities never managed to catch him.
Wow, cool!
Precisely. Well, except the part where they actually have a good reputation. He would just as soon steal a necklace from a rich merchant's safe as he would a toy doll given to a commoner child for their birthday. I know. The phantom thieves you read about in novels rob the rich to pay the poor, but this guy did not discriminate.
Yeesh.
Not exactly. A magician named Caesar fell to his death in a botched high-altitude escape performance. When the police went through his personal effects, they found a hoard of stolen loot and gadgets used for criminal activities. And that was how the Phantom Weasel's identity was revealed to all. Sure enough, thefts in Fontaine went down after Caesar's death. But today, 10 years on, I had to squeeze through the crowd this morning to get a photo as soon as I heard. Here, it's this one.
Oh.
So, this is the warning letter, huh? Let's see what he wrote. 3 days from now, when evening falls, I shall take from you that which you hold most dear at the Opera House, just as you did to me 10 years ago.
This is, without a doubt, a clear declaration. What once seemed like an open and shut case has been blown wide open again.
Uh-oh. If this thief will steal anything that other people value, does that mean even we might be targeted?
You must try and have you, little Paimon.
But Paimon doesn't want to get kidnapped. Well, he'd have to go through you first. You would stop him, right?
Okay, the people have spoken. It's clear that the public are very concerned about the Phantom Weasel's reappearance.
Oh, look, Linnea's over there.
Let's see, I've got a photo of the letter, my interview notes. Yep, that should be enough to form the skeleton of my article. It does feel like something is missing, though. Something exclusive. Who should I interview next? I need someone with a more concrete connection to the Weasel. Is that who I think it is?
Linny!
Magic, magician, Caesar! The Phantom Weasel! That's it! Let's go interview Linny! You see, the original Phantom Thief Caesar was a magician too! And what do Phantom Thieves and magicians have in common?
Are you serious?
What's it? Oh, relax! My journalistic instinct tells me that an exclusive news story is beckoning. Let's go! No time for delay!
Of course, you gotta go to the flirtatious Lenny. And I'm Lenny. Alright guys, I need to end the stream. It's getting late for me. I need to take my bed. I'll say, do you guys like horror? Do you guys like some horror music? Or like horror games? Because I'm gonna write out. And thanks for the follow, Rabbit. Yeah, I do stream around like 11 p.m. EST often. But yeah, it is very late for me. I need to go to sleep. And let's see. Let's raid my friend here. Shade Cole, he's a cool dude. He's playing Demonologist. See you soon on Sunday, because I need to take a break tomorrow. Alright? Hope you guys have a nice night. Bye! Or daytime for y'all.
You should try it.
Okay. When it's coming after me, I'll tell it.
SpongeBob, is that you?
Yo, read you. Yo, read.